You have to have it first. And I'm glad we're talking about that aspect. How accessible is land to the common average man in Dominica?
Good question.
While we are chanting to open the floodgates for all people with all their money to be easy access.
You see, that is a good question, Flaco.
Or you have no power to buy land, which is the beginning of generational wealth, which is the main asset. To begin to acquire wealth, to capital towards anything, you know. So, do you have that? Are you empowered?
Do we
have that? While we invite flood our country.
But just given the CBI program, they have this new program as part of the CBI, the visa program, right? And I was remembering the guy giving his commentary, the points of it, and he was saying that these people have to get fast access to the resources. And that struck me. These people have to get fast access to the resources. Yet, you're taking 6-7 months, years to get a title in the planning. But these people have to come from overseas and get fast access. Now, coupled with our unemployment problem and our local wealth creation not really working at the moment, you putting us in a situation of having to compete with a man that coming in with 4-1.
Yeah.
Because I experience that, you know. Man go to buy a piece of land and a man buy the land without watching the land, you know, my brother.
Yeah, man.
My brother, the man come and the man buy, a white man buy the land without watching the land.
The man have money to throw, brother.
So while I am a local man, I have to contemplate, boy, I can build a house, then a boy that can suitable for agriculture. A man that have enough money, not even care in.
They call that disposable income. We do have.
Not the majority of us. Say, for example, the people from Yampis. What income they have to buy an acre of land or 2 acres of land, leave the ghetto and buy half an acre somewhere? What access government giving us to our land?
Yep.
Rather versus the idea of a man buy a passport, need fast access to our resources. And when you face the reality of all that land buying by foreigners in Dominica, Maggie, can you identify something a foreigner has? That they come down, CBI, bought land, and they invest in something that is core to Dominica.
Yeah.
None don't only know agricultural land. To say, well, you know, but that white man was in England and Mr. had like agriculture, so you have a 20 acres, 30 acres of agriculturable land and he utilizing it and that helping our basic economy. You cannot see that. So I have no reasoning to do nothing in Dominica and tell me them man invest because they buy a passport.
That's what I was asking. I've been asking. Citizen by investment program. Investment.
Where is the investment in that investment when you telling me we still have to give MMCE, Samuel Hayden, all our passports to be an investor? So unless he don't get our bananas to sell, he cannot generate no money. Henceforth, why is he an investor? Where the billionaires with the money to just spend some cash?
Because they are afraid to invest in the economy as it is.
But he's not
local people that have that kind of money.
But he's not an investor.
Well, not that kind of money, but they have money to invest. But
he's not a genuine investor. You cannot come and sell my banana and take my banana money and build something. You come empty. You're not an investor. An investor is somebody that comes with their hands full already. So he's supposed to have that passport, that airport money in his back pocket already. Then he can say, boy, I finance that. He's a big boss. I finance that. All you owing me.
Yeah.
But you have to go and sell our bananas which we can sell for ourselves, generate our own profits on it, and build our own vibes. Why do we need these people, my brother?
The same question I was asking, you know.
But the land is
Where
a
are
serious
our
issue.
masters
Yeah?
of industry and commerce?
You don't have none in the government
have
back
none.
pocket. All of them seem to be utilizing NEP workers. A lot of the businessmen have NEP workers propping up their bottom line, while you find none of them saying nothing about the economic situation. It cannot be Issa alone that can find, no, not Issa alone, Suki that has spoken up, and a few others. You cannot tell me in 100 business in Roseau, only 3 man saying the economy bad, when all 100 of them know it tanking.
Yeah.
So what gives? What they benefiting? They're not profiting that much. They're in the same, under the same pressure. Yet they have nothing to say. You have DAIC that will speak nothing of the economy. Nothing, absolutely no criticism of the government policies. You have the union, no criticism of the government policies. Like, so who criticizing the government policies for the people? Besides Lennox and them fellas.
Now you see, I don't want to stray from that thing. Brother, and I just going to make that short interjection, and I want us to go back on our program. You check me? Lennox and this boy little Lennox and Scary take our politics and make it a dick measuring competition. You understand?
Well, I can accept that.
Yes, brother. Because it have labor rights. Anytime they hear that name,
They so well.
they don't want to hear nothing else you have to say, brother. You check how I tell you?
True.
And that is dangerous. And they don't understand that to their own self. And it's not just to them, you know, because it have it on both sides.
Yes.
People supporting the opposition who don't see the labor rights as people with problems, in desperate situations,
True.
that need
Help.
and need things to be addressed.
Yes.
You need to
You
understand the
understand?
labor rights cannot
We
speak
are
up for
all
themselves.
people, and we have more in
Dominicans,
common
yeah.
than we have in difference.
Yeah.
All of us are children, my brother. All of us want to live comfortably. It has some pigs
Yeah.
that believe to show off on people and things like
I have friends who have none.
that is nothing.
Yeah.
Youth is nothing. You check me, pretty is nothing. Having is nothing. Because all those things are fleeting. Them things like the vapor on your breath. You have that. You have all that today, and tomorrow you fall sick, and you have to take all that, and you still will die. You check, I tell you, youth, you pretty now. Tomorrow, the next set of college children leave school, and you on the shelf. So we have to stop that fronting business, and we have to come to reality. All who that selling cocaine, yes, I sell cocaine too, and I will not hide it. All you know. You check? All you doing now is the same ones that used to pass. But you see, at least I could acknowledge what I was doing was wrong, and change my and my attitude. But all you do have that, And that is what that given me the courage to speak, you know. Because the same people that used to pass and watch the cockroach on the side of the road and turn their nose down is the same set that using, not just, and I don't want to use it like, I want to spell it out, you know. Using your better knowledge and
Yeah.
You know who's that what coming to? That seem to be so black with history and black with Africa, but we support their own people of today being in slavery.
Yeah, man.
And I'll say it again, you know, if nobody ever read a history book about black people and wondered how it is that black people fell into years of slavery.
Yes, sir.
How is it that black people were selling black people to white people? Government, how some people treating it is the example as to how black people
I feeling like I need to
get themselves into slavery.
I was never getting no conditions right there. The book
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You understand, King?
Like that book right.
Man, man just wonder how people, black man are gold and white man come with tin and this, how that can food. No. We was divided in amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
And we was fighting amongst ourselves.
Still divided today.
yeah.
Yes.
Plus, yes, we have to put
Take
plus.
what happening in Dominica
Yeah,
as
man.
the example. That's how it happened. We as a people cannot allow what are going on. What are going on to continue.
Yeah.
Generations after us will not recover for 400 years. Yeah, a Caucasian man, an Arab man, whatever you want to call him, a white man, I say, oh, I'm white to me.
Yeah.
You Chinese, you white is white man, myself looking at on my basic eyes at seeing.
Yeah, man.
Why are you doing that to us as a people? Why? Why we not in charge of our wealth? And why is our wealth being used to make somebody else wealthy, my brother, against us? For the benefit of a white man.
Madness, I tell you now, boy. Blasphemy.
And people, I don't do something like it's something racist because I'm not against no white man, but I have to emphasize
All
the
roads
fact.
go out the door.
Yeah.
I have to emphasize the fact. People can say what they want, but in the world is a race war. The Chinese try to dominate the whites trying to dominate the Chinese, everybody trying to dominate the blacks. And we have to face the reality of them people there trying to dominate us. And Mr. have sold us out without a receipt, my brother.
Well said, my brother. Sold us out without a
I'm going to go
receipt.
further, Bujo,
I like how you put that.
to add to what you say. Right now, you know, it's the Maywool Choxy thing that in the media right now.
Yes, yes, yes.
APP, lawyers, out of all corners in Dominica. Everybody right now singing about the UN Convention on Human Rights and laws against torture and all of these things right now. All that is being pulled out now in defense of who?
A foreigner.
A foreigner. When it was Kerwin Prosper, I sure Kerwin Prosper do steal as much as Mehul Choksi.
You know it was Joshua Etienne.
And that's what you see, I want these people to understand it. That is not about side, my brother. You check me. It have wrong everywhere. It have wrong in the blue camp. It have wrong in the red camp. Well, I say at least where you are, ensure that right is being done. You in the red camp, ensure that in the red camp right is being done. You in the blue camp, do the same. Ensure that right is being done. You check me?
And if you're on the other side calling foul,
you check me?
Keep it level.
You know?
Keep it level.
That is all it taking way, my people. That is all it taking way. I have to come out in my rotten part of society to stop a cancer from spreading on all you watch. All you that we hold as decent people. All you watching me passing around. I keep saying that I am the product of two sides. Poor people on one side and people that had opportunity on the other side. So I'm not on one side. I'm in the middle watching. All you act like a set of fucking idiots. Sorry, you check me? Like all you do, no better. And I'm supposed to pass among all you and hold my head down and hold all you up like all you on some level. My people, we have to come back to civility. Okay? If we agree it's crime we're doing, we have to agree to run when we see police. We cannot want a society where we in crime and we rubbing shoulders with police. Police involved in our fucking thing, in crime with us. That is madness. I don't want to hijack the vibes, you know. But let's go further. Because as I'm talking about that, we cannot want to see justice be done on one side. While you're outside there, feeling you're enjoying the protection of the law, you have people on the other side being punished using the same tools which is enshrouded in the law. And I'm talking specifically about that remand thing. You check me? You have man on remand for a year, 2 years, 3 years. No case built on them. No real investigation going on. But using the remand as a punishment if I wrong, correct me, you know. Is remand supposed to be used as a punishment?
No. But it has.
That is not the purpose of a person being on remand.
No.
A person on remand for you to allow the state to build their case, to bring you before the magistrate and to carry out your sentence, whatever. When you use remand as a punishment, it opens the state to liability. Because I believe in law, there should be a time frame for an investigation to complete or to carry out. It can't be 3 years carrying out an investigation and then to let a man go without having seen a magistrate. That man has to be compensated for his time. And I have to talk about that because those are the things that we don't want to address. We want justice for ourselves, but we don't see it fit for another person. And we have to understand, even criminals, yes, even if when we say you thief, unless you are proven guilty in a court, you are innocent. Because if any one of all you end up in this situation where you falsely accused, all you would want to be innocent until proven guilty.
Well, my boy.
But it's the court of public opinion that prevails in Dominica.
No, it's not the court of public opinion that prevails on the matters here. What have to prevail is us getting our system.
I don't want to hijack
we getting a hold of our system and doing total systematic reform across the board. Not just one place that Dominica needs reform. It needs reform across the board, in the judiciary, in the executive, and in the legislative, across the board.
And in the minds of the people too.
The minds of the people is something that has to change.
Trust me,
and
bro.
what they see themselves as has to change. And what the leaders teaching the people that they should see in themselves has to change. Because what the present administration teaching us, we wouldn't teach it to our children to demoralize them and break their confidence.
After all, brother, you know that.
Yet we the people have allowed a set of people to demoralize a whole nation by their teachings. So the same teachings we do not uphold to our children. We've allowed a government to uphold it on a whole society. And you have to ask yourself, what you not ask now, you have to allow the results of that to settle in you and react to it. Because if a child bad, you will punish a child. For government bad, it cannot be you cannot reward a bad government. The prime minister is a thief, you cannot reward him for stealing from you. When you understand he is a thief. Because most people understand he is a thief.
Yeah. And they some of them, a lot of them figure, yes, he's a thief, but it's like the others are out there, the next side, what's the alternative? And they still go and do the same thing. You understand me?
No, let us look at life in reality, because isn't like poor people like to divorce reality from politics. Which one of Maggie, you're not with your first girlfriend, right?
No.
Franco, you're not with your first girlfriend. Good. Have the view? I saw 99% of the viewers, they're not with their first boyfriend. Out there. None of us never check what that was coming next on that level of life, and that's one of the deepest levels life have to offer. That is a level that you sometimes doesn't even think and it catching you. You check what I'm saying, brother?
Yeah, man.
So, when you're thinking, you're actually thinking, and you're making a choice. Are you telling me you lock yourself into a concept that there is no alternative to what is going on? So the man are cheating on you, you lock yourself to the concept that you will never see a better man. Or vice versa.
But you see, Bojo, that is what the concept of. And you see, you have to understand that that scarcity that we suffer in now, it was created. Right? So what you're talking about there, Bojo, is a situation where who have what they have, and then you have who have something to gain, right, from things remaining the same, because they all feel that if everybody was to benefit, that they would lose.
Yeah.
No, we don't know. So wait. I just before I want you to continue.
Go ahead.
We're talking about the lowest level of man.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and that's another thing, you know, that people, a lot of times people doesn't judge a situation based on on how it, they base it judge on their self, how they would act. So if they know when they share in, they would take a bigger slice for themselves. They would expect anybody else to do that.
Same, yes,
they will not believe that they have a person that will actually share the damn thing half.
Equal, yeah, you're correct.
Because they judging the world
Based on
by their standards, brother. Because that's who they are.
Absolutely.
You check? So they feel that for them to have, somebody else must do have.
Yeah.
When in reality, the more that everybody have, is the higher all of us will go. And the higher that you yourself might go.
Yep.
You check me? Because if we're working on a system based on merit and your performance, my brother, naturally, my brother, you will always, you know.
Leadership should be.
You check me?
That's the brand Anansi story I know. And that story has a lot of meaning to it, brother.
You understand?
Brand Anansi give everybody,
and then everybody give back to Anansi.
And everybody I remember, brother.
You check?
That story resonates with me.
And I tell you, I abandoned that fake.
But now
thing
them
there, you
people that there right now
know.
after the
Anansi
reverse.
story, I want to hear them last.
Well, they have a reverse, so if you can spell Anansi back to front, that's how they have it now. They
Yeah.
reverse the thing now. They're taking all what everything till they cannot hold no more. And any little quasar dropping, they're flicking it for you. Reverse the brand and see whole moral and whole, you know,
Yeah.
ethics of the whole thing. And
But
that's what we are
that is what we have to bring back.
Yeah,
we have
man,
to bring
brand
back
and
those,
see.
them stories,
yeah, man, brother.
bring those things back.
A man
About
telling you,
Kope Lakme and Kope Tea.
a man telling you that they have to sit down comfortably in order to help the people. So you have to find it well. Your salary have to go up twice, 50% and 100%, double and triple, before you can, so that you can help the people, and you cannot raise their own up to now by nothing. But
And when the people spend, the tax is going back to the same treasury for you to spend it again.
you understand me? So
I mean,
the
come
people
on.
must make sacrifices.
And you must
the
make
captain, well I know captain, I know the business. Captain save your ship here.
Yeah.
Last man to jump off the ship is the captain way. Say Buxa pass and along. Say Buxa is jump out first and
Yeah. Let that
jump
child
with
be
everybody
way.
else, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah man, them boy, and that is and it's that simple, you know, man, make anything complicated. Don't never make nobody fool you. And that people actually telling me that, boy, but the man have to be how you can be, you cannot help nobody if you yourself not comfortable.
How much more comfortable Scary
How much,
to be
yeah, how much you check?
versus Patrick John or
You check, I'm telling you.
versus Miss Charles? So, because I mean,
Is that
I see Miss
comfortable?
Charles, I
you have a
don't
habit.
see PG, I see Miss Charles, I see Elisa James. Mr. the most security, Mr. the most vanity showing off,
Yeah.
and Mr. the least amount of performance.
Thank you.
Now, Frank was saying something about expectation and people wanting and expect to lose. 13,000 people or about 15,000 people vote for Labour.
Yeah.
Labour only had 660 apartments to share. Eh? How much hope you have for winning the lotto that you refuse to stop your gamble?
Yeah.
Because you see you losing and you going down. You see everything against you and the benefit. Because 660 apartments versus 15,000 people that vote for you. You're giving it away. Now the 14,000 others that left, how much empowerment have you provided them to afford their own building, their own land, their own vibes? And how much of this spillover will spill over into those that vote for workers, so the rest of the society can benefit from policy?
You see, Bojo, you're making a good point. But I want to strengthen that. You see, this concept of give a man a fish, that comes in perfect way, my brother. Because when you give a man an apartment, what really you doing for him? As opposed to you provide the support systems or a channel there for the man to acquire the land. Okay, you help him with the land, you give him the land. Or you whatever, or you know, he learn how to approach the bank and retain a solicitor, acquire financing, to do his mortgage, whatever, do his plan, and to actually bring that thing. It's the same thing I was talking about, you know. Consumption as opposed to production. When you just get an apartment like that, you can teach your child nothing about how to buy land, how to acquire land, how to build, how the value, you know, or you can teach your progeny from a favor. Nothing. And that is where the real loss is. Because then you have a set of people, a next generation that will come up waiting on a favor.
That's right.
You understand? It already had 20 years, you know. It had children that born in labor and they 20 years now.
Yes.
And they have never known life outside of labor, you know, my brother.
Waiting for their share.
You check?
Yes. As the youth man had said last year, he started to have all the money.
Yeah, man, and that is the system they put in place. And it's a process that taking that, you know, time and knowledge doesn't trend.
So hear that. It's natural that a youth man like that, 24, 30, whatever years, will be afraid to go and approach the bank. You know? When he has never, not at school, if he had the opportunity to interact with somebody that maybe have the knowledge and pass it on to him. But it's not a common knowledge. That is not the empowerment that we get in outside there. That standing the line business there, it is not empowerment. We want to know what is the process to go, if we don't have family land, to go and apply for land, acquire that land. We pay for whatever we have to. We work and we pay for it. Then we go, we seek financing in the bank. We want to learn the ropes so that time our children of age and can understand these things, they can learn from us. That's what we want. That's what I want.
Yeah, man.
I don't nobody can give me and my family or anybody favors. You know, I able, and for me to go and bow will be to throw my gifts in God's face. To say all that, man. Scary it will give me. The government will give me.
Man, check the boss man. You don't check the boss man yet. That man has said you don't check the boss.
So the gifts that God give me not good enough for me to live with dignity, for me to be able to for my woman or my child say they need this or they need that, for me to say look, for me to call somebody and say, hey, the project done, you know. Time for me to draw.
Now, I want to send a message out to some other people and them, you know, that the rich, you know, they see the vibes. But it have different kind of people, you know, and have the reasoning why they're not willing to stand up. Talk to one brethren, and you're the one telling me right now his focus is on his family. I say, really? So you're focusing on your family, and how are you going about that? With that current system we're in and how things going, you don't feel yourself that focusing on your family, that should be standing up for your country, standing up for to fix the mess we're in, should be one of the top thing on your list. You understand what I'm telling you? So you feel yourself, and I always tell a man that, you know, the next man was telling me, boy, he can provide for his youth, and you know, and he's cool, not in no tie. I say, all right. So but remember, your youth have to go to school among everybody, eh? Oh, how much in 24 hours in a day, how much hours you see in your youth? When you wake up, you take breakfast, you go to school, spend 5 hours in school, 6 hours in school, come home for lunch, go back and play sports, play whatever. You count in. So you see how much hours of the day your youth have to be away from you. Now, the fact that you check into yourself, that you check in for your youth, and you can fend for your youth safe. But understand that there are people that not that feeling now that they themselves they're wrong you and your youth. You remember that man telling you they come and play ball back then. I remember man telling me come play back ball as Fletcher my partner, they come play ball back then, and all the man do are shoes, so he take out his shoes because he feeling away.
Yeah.
So you don't want the man to feel like he's a bush one he have and they don't have, so you take out. You check it. So it does seem them fellas, them people they understand how it feels when you have and everybody around you don't have. Especially as a youth. I don't know if they don't grow up and understand how that feels, because that's not a good feeling. Because that is how people get bullied and that's how people get, you check it? All those kind of things there. So when you're telling me, because you feel you have to give your youth that hell can happen, what happen, you don't care, because you have. Continue on that route still and you'll see where you're going to live.
Because you see, Maggie, it has some people, if they're sitting on a table, they would like to see everybody on the table have a plate just like this. So when they're eating, they can eat comfortable, they can even have conversation, they can laugh. And then it have those, they eating under their wing, their elbow covering their plate. You check me? And when you see people watching to see what they have in their plate, that does make them feel good. You check?
That greedy people, and that's what we have in Dominica, my brother. A lot of people like that we need to.
They like that to see other people do have. That is the power. That does, that like an orgasm for them. They like it.
But you see me. See what I make up my mind, I start to do now for the week. I start from this week. See all them people is like the dentist there. I have to approach him, I have to go and I need to have conversation with these people to really, because it's unbelievable to see like those people there that have that portrait, that certain kind of a thing there, and then
they
when
like
you see what they support
they like to be savior. You don't like it that them people that just beat their children, like poison their children for the attention. When them children in the hospital and they're like, oh my God, the child, and it's they that poisoning the child. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you straight, I have to have a man I look up to in my community, seeing supporting this rubbish, my brother. I have to flag them now and say, my brother, why is it like I used to look up to you as a role model. You inspire me, you guys, I'm a high educated man like you, in my community I feeling good. But now I seen you just passing, whoop your head down like you don't telling me now, you're telling me because you know to yourself you're supporting. So what do you really believe in? What do you believe in? What you standing up for? What is your principle and value? You don't have none, man. Yeah, man, I have to start to. That's why I make up my mind this from this week. One-on-one, I start this morning, I call a couple man, and find out where they head at and what they saying. Some man checking like, it seems set already, no matter what we do, it's set already, so it is. I hate to hear that, boy.
So that is man eating on the table, Maggie. It's part of it.
So it
Me
is.
telling you. So he doesn't go in the ghetto, he never go yam piece, and yam piece man say it's set and it's so good and stay.
Trust me.
You didn't hear that? And when we go Tarish, Tarish man say it's set and so it's staying.
No boy.
And when we go down for Fort Saint-Jean, no man in Fort Saint-Jean say it's set and so it's staying. So those that saying it's set and staying so is because they're eating on that table of wickedness. And they're not competitive, Maggie. A lot of them is businessmen that are not competitive. They let the environment flip and competition come on the doorstep and they fall on the wayside. There's the first ones to duty free. There's the first ones to this. The first ones to that.
Yep.
But how much of their business actually doing good? How much customers actually in and out of the door? Because I just go by Astafan and it doesn't be empty. It's not like Astafans of before and the place jam up and it's all trolley and trolley and trolley of people. Like keeping it real. And the reason I said Astafans, my brother, all of us does watch Astafans, the supermarket and the wholesalers. You know them and benefit, yes. Yeah, Master Fan must want to touch on the little government money because fuck it, excuse me. People don't have money to come inside there and buy. And we see it across the board. So you think Big Boss can nassif? The greeting is stiff when he know fresh market can be doing better. Yeah, he may be in the position, but you think the man don't know? Auto Trade selling used cars for $30,000 now, eh?
Yes, we.
Auto Trade, you know all what can nassif do for people to make it hard for people to have used cars.
Yeah.
For Auto Trade to be finding is used cars they have to be joined on people to make money.
Yeah.
You understand, Maggie? The man cannot be happy with what are going on.
But you see, the man have a bigger backer now.
Who's his backer?
Because you see, before they know that everything is. But like, let me put it like
with
that.
A different faction.
But it's the business community, a lot of the business community. You know, they were, you know, at the back, campaign, you know, yeah. But right now, the man has outgrown those boots. So right now, you check me. But it's just, yeah, it's just how it is. For them.
But it's them man not in control, my brother. Them man not untouchable no matter what Mr. does. They that own this, own that. They have percentages of the economy. Is there to speak up?
You see, Bujo, I can tell you a thing, yeah. That's what, if a person have to wonder, like, how I know, like, how I just come to my thing that, you know, the government really do care. Let me explain. When you, in the 21st century, have the Solid Waste Corporation and the Dominica Doasco have not a minuscule interest in exploring energy production, then that already telling me there is no interest in diversifying the energy portfolio, and there is no decrease in the cost of energy coming anytime soon. And the cost of energy is one of the things that if you see there was to be a significant reduction in the cost of energy, it would dramatically affect life in Dominica.
Yes, that's a fact.
No,
that's a fact.
No, here's where policy comes into play. When the policy makers recognize and start to push the agenda that our waste, all the banana bodies, all the plantain that they sell in there, all the provision that they sell in there, all the rubbish that coming out in the restaurant and them fast food place. When we start to realize that as an asset that we can convert into energy that we can sell to our power company, Domlec, which is just in close proximity to the landfill. When I see that the investment to have these things done is a drop in the bucket of the billions and billions of dollars we hearing about. When I see how it, at the flick of a finger, those things could happen, and it not happening, we have this cleaner mile. I mean, I don't knock in it. It's a good initiative, cleaner mile, you know, cleaner mile campaign, and you know that the Wasco have Solid Waste have an initiative where they have the communities cleaning up a mile and taking out pictures and so on and so on. But what I'm saying is, when there's policy that sees waste as an asset, then you can have the people separating their waste and realizing that by doing that there is a benefit that they will reap in the reduction of the cost of energy. So it will be cheaper to keep the butter and the cheese and the milk in the refrigerator. You check me? So when you come to buy it, you can, you know, you can pass on those.
It is energy we're talking about.
But there's nothing like that, brother.
And government don't care where energy concerned. To me, and I wouldn't just put it on Labour Party doorstep, you know.
No.
I wouldn't throw it on their doorstep alone.
No.
Once we as a people again fail to realize our natural resources, utilize them to our benefit, especially in energy costs, then we're going to have a problem. And again, historically, prior to 1978, to Hurricane David, 1979, we were 90+% hydroelectricity. So you tell me a big hurricane come and damage the hydro station and bap. How we allow consecutive governments, 15 years of mischarge, 5 years of workers, 20 years of labor, not yet put a dime of real money back into hydroelectricity. God give us the miracle lake.
We like to throw
miracle lake.
Buju.
I don't know what we have paid a man to think of.
I don't know.
I just
I don't even talk. I don't even.
Miracle Lake, my brother, was just good. God's gift to us in Dominica for hydroelectricity,
yes,
my brother.
Yes, brother. Yes.
We just had to spend the money and shore up the dam.
Yeah.
And we'd have had hydroelectricity on our largest river.
Yeah.
What gift can you throw away as a people with no vision, not as a people, with leadership that have no vision for nothing that going on around them? So man, so Big Boss sit down there, that happened, Big Boss cannot see to himself. Someone tell me getting some sand to sell and the money.
But
we waste that opportunity, yet we still can't go back and do it because we see it can be done. So engineering can allow it to be done again. We still have, let's just say, 10 major rivers in Dominica. We could put small hydroelectricity in 10 sites in Dominica rather than one major one.
Yeah.
To have resilience, as you see.
Redundancy, yeah.
One break somewhere, that one up.
Compensate. Yeah.
And we reduce our reliance on that diesel,
Yeah.
Because like Tyron saying, if we don't seem to make biodiesel and reduce the cost of generating of that because the generators will work on biodiesel.
Yeah, man.
We have options. Yet we're going to the option that have the greatest risk to us as a people. And I'm not even talking about something major, you know, because you go in deep that can affect things deep, that can just change how things working. You screen with the area that bring in 95% of our tourists.
Yeah.
So you want to put geothermal electricity in proximity and in a risk factor, because they said have a risk factor, whatever the risk factor, 1%, 5%, 10%. To me, it is too much of a risk at 1% to risk what essentially is the tourism product of Dominica, which is Roseau Valley.
Yeah.
And we have to face the reality. Roseau Valley, we have beaches. I don't think the majority coming for our beaches. We have two things tourists coming for. Two things, as far as I see it as a person. Somebody can explain 100 others. But you see where the traveling white people, I dare say it, we have Roseau Valley and Boyne and the olive vibes that goes along in Roseau Valley. And then we have Séwyè Scott said, dive in.
Yeah.
And then general nature after that. Why you want to risk at any percentage what I'd bring in our tourists to Dominica by that project? A project, I mean, it is great to know we have the potential of geothermal.
Yeah.
You have research and development companies that spend 500 million and find that project there, we have to abandon that. To me, we research, we know we can, but we shouldn't. That's how I feel about it.
Ujo, in any case, we don't own the grid. So, if we were to build our own grid, which would, you know,
we don't have to own the grid.
Foolish thing, my brother.
We don't have to own the grid.
What I'm saying is, if you were doing these small initiatives there, then you could walk into a meeting with Domlec, which is a private company. You cannot dictate to them.
Domlec only has a monopoly in the distribution of electricity in Dominica. Domlec does not have a monopoly on the manufacture, on the production of electricity.
So you see, there you
so
go.
Anybody can come in and generate electricity, sell electricity to Domlec, because they'd have to buy
it. Yes, brother. Of course.
And pay your compensation,
yes.
And your vibes have to work.
Yeah.
The vibes have to work. For example, the solar power does spin back the meter.
Yeah.
You get a credit, or however it's working, but you don't get real cash.
Yeah.
Now, this is something you have to fix. Because if I put 10 solar panels on my house, or 20 or 100, or I find my backyard has so much space and that's full out of the solar panels, and my meter is spinning backwards, I'm actually providing power to the grid.
Yeah.
I want money, because when cuts knocks on my door, or the or bills I have to pay, this I cannot present a paper with negative dollars from Domlec and tell the man, look, negative dollars from Domlec, some fine way, somehow. That has to be legally able to be converted into cash. So when that little savings will make you generate your money, someone has to pay you a check, not a Domlec credit. Because Domlec credit not usable by cable and wireless. It is not usable by Digicel. It is not usable by WeChurch or anywhere else.
Right now
so something has to give.
Currency now, so they just have to come up with their
something have to give, my brother.
But would you? What I say, will we ever see those things coming from our government?
No, that doesn't have to come from our government. You know what I want to have to come from we the people.
Yes, man.
We just have to go to Hector and they can change that. You know, if enough people go to Hector and complain about that, that rule has to change. So everything requires a united force. Then I man with how much solar panels in Dominica that's spinning meter backwards.
Yeah.
So if you generating a credit by Domlec, then you should be able to be paid in cash. That you can utilize that money in some other aspect. Because they don't want to think you spin your meter backwards and they take your house for $1,000 and your $1,000 credit.
But to go further than that, to go further than that, and you see Mr. Wavet come and introduce my next point, in that when we have this kind of systems in place, brother, then you can have enforcement where you have the restaurants, the hotels, the people producing the waste, you have people employed to go around and to ensure that these people are adhering to the policies that are set. Right? So in that way, new laws are created around waste management, and not just laws on the book, but laws that can be enforced, so that will deal with litter. You know,
litter is a crime way.
Things can come out of, yeah, but things can come out of, because there are places where people going around collecting plastic bottles, and they putting it in a machine, and the machine giving them some little change. We have so many people going around begging. That can help with the vagrancy. You check me? People can go around and
we can even ban them to go back to glass bottles.
So you see, we have all the solutions to our problems.
We can ban it. Let's go back to glass.
The thing about it is the solutions that we need don't cost or involve large sums of money. So the people that have the powers to make those things happen, they're not interested in that, because it's the money. Wherever the big money is, that's where their eyes are. It's not in the simple little.
Not just that. It's the crooked money too. Not just the big money, because without the big money, straight money, good money that we can that common, but is you know what I mean? Is the money and them that coming from crooks and all kind of thing, all kind of bubble, all kind of thing. That's the kind of money them and that's quick, fast money. And myself, anytime you see anything where fast money is considered quick money, easy money, myself, that's always problem. And always from our youth, they always telling you friends, always telling you no, nothing good come easy, and that is reality, my brother. Check it. So those people not interested, because look at us, dear brother. I don't know the degree. You check it, and we can come up with these ideas, and we have this thing, and we can explain those things, my brother. Those people and them, it's that so-called intellectual and thing like that, my brother. Don't tell me they have that conversation, and don't tell me this conversation don't come across to them. Don't tell me people haven't, spoken to them about these things, and for them to, but nah, their mind made up already. It's there we go in, and it's there we go in. You can say what you want, that yes, it's peace, but it's there we heading. You check it, and that is where our problem lies, where the people see the inclusiveness, you see the people and them being involved. That is a major hole that we have to block. The people and them have to be involved. You cannot just do what you want, my brother. You have to speak with the people. The people have to, but we don't just elect you there, and then they have to sit back and you just do what you want, and we just sit down and say, "Gee, but boy," so I'm not doing that. No, boy. We have to be part of the. You can't watch our thing that's go up in smoke and do say nothing.
You see, again, it's a generational shift. Yeah, we have a negative generation on top of us in many different ways and means. Not just scary it or Labour Party, is just a generational thing. Now, we've had successive government that never teach the people that they have the power of the democracy, and the democracy is the people. We've just had people in charge of a country running our people, or managing our people, or whatever you want to state what the leadership was doing. But it wasn't empowering the people to understand that they are the country, they are the state, they are the power, they are the democracy, they are the choices, they are what matters.
That, brother. And now we tell them they checking like what Marshall talking for us, boy.
We've not had leaders that have emphasized, like Pyro always has been saying, has taught the people democracy over a period of time. They have rather perpetuated the continuation of
debauchery
of we are the crown
Yes.
and you are the subjects and we run things in the place like how the Queen of England and them are Dominic and at the place. That is how the governments run.
Yep.
Two,
They never decolonized the mind.
no, they never decolonized the mind. They never emancipate the people from mental slavery of the previous generation.
As a matter of fact, they take advantage of it.
They take, yes.
Right on it.
As Alec Lawrence said, people without knowledge of their constitution will be lost. So we still have another 40 years of never teaching the people the basic rights that being an independent nation gives to the people. And those factors help to put us and generation after in ignorance. Because I grew up hearing people telling us and say, don't get involved in politics, leave them and thing. Like the runnings of the country, not for the people, it's like for a selected few, a particular set of people, but not for the everyday man. So leave those people, think for yourself. That happened to me recently, you know. I was in Zion and me and the brethren were talking, and the man telling me like, boy, why don't you leave Skerrit and Lennox and the man thing alone? So I watch him funny like, leave Skerrit and Lennox thing alone for them. What you telling me there, my brother? I don't born in Dominica. When I give up my right of my land to Skerrit and Lennox, for you to tell me my land going into poverty and I shouldn't feel that something have to be done about it. Lennox and Skerrit thing is my thing too. Is my land too. Is our estate too. I cannot leave the estate go fall into pieces for them man's sake.
Let me put my little sense. But they will be moved when they talk about Joseph going to deliver his people from Pharaoh. You check? They will be moved.
It is, and some things. I was going to we can marry God, I believe, yes, marry God. And I met a brethren on the way and we was having a discussion. And the man second at the movements to take on the government, they have to come from the grassroots as a government, working in government. The movement have to come from a grassroots level and a blah 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 blah. So I watch him funny. Like, what exactly you, speaking of when you talk about grassroots, when a fisherman, a farmer, also on the side of the road, an architect, find like you're the society not going good enough. How much more grass you want, my brother? If Bermuda grass you want, lawn grass. Well, it's elephant grass. I'm an elephant grass is you can't take that out so easy. You have to come good. You understand, King? So it tell me that some people expect deliverance of the message to come from a certain class of people, and unless that certain class of people don't say like, yo, nonsense happening, it can never be nonsense happening.
And that's what they're waiting for, you know.
You don't believe that for him?
Everything is style, it's patience. You cannot just come and expect room to be built in a day, my brother.
But nobody not expected room to be built in a day, my brother.
Keep pushing forward. You check. The people, like we always say, the people go crazy, the people misguided, and the people have been misguided for many years.
But that's what we explain in Paris, where the misguidedness coming out. They have to recognize.
Them to just come and just turn around and just go one shot everybody else. No, it doesn't happen soon.
So let me ask you a question. Okay, I will put myself like, so why I checking like, why Buju seen it that when I seen it that way?
So how long you been on the sideline?
How long have been on the
How
sideline?
long it took you to stand up and act before you could act? Only time you seen it happening, but how long it took you to actually come out and say something? How long it took you?
Okay.
Yes, I accept what you said on the people, but
What is that?
I concede, yeah, you're correct.
we still have to teach the people historically where leadership has gone wrong for them to recognize what it is about leadership that has failed in the past. Nobody is forcing anybody to rush the bus, but you actually have to show people where leadership has been failing on them and has allowed the problem to reach to the point where it is on them to recognize the fact that as a people we have to come together. None of us never say coming together is tomorrow, but it is a journey.
You have to listen to your words and what you say.
But I listen
You
to
was expressing yourself, it's not that you will say. So that's why I come.
what was I saying?
The way you speak is like the people should come on. Like the man, when you say, you are this man, how much grassroots you can get again. But the message have to just keep going on. The messages have to keep going on.
Yes, but how much
So,
grassroots do you want a
exactly.
message to come?
It's
From where
it's
coming out
it's
from in
in
the
your
grass?
mind, that saying, what that translating as, what I interpreted in that as,
Is
and what I say that
Is.
generally speaking, is that it come out in the grassroots at one time, everybody that's supposed to accept it.
no, that's not what I was
So that's
saying.
what it's sounding like.
That person was saying that it has to come from the grassroots. Now,
Yeah,
in my
but
eyes,
no,
where
everyone
is
has
the
a right.
grassroots if the grassroots is not the smallest man on the street? So I was making the point that some people looking for the message to come from a certain set in the strata. I didn't talk about the fact that I was stressing that it have to just happen now, or I didn't give it time.
It's
I was just speaking on the fact that where the message comes from. If somebody doesn't consider that grass, then it must be from a certain aspect of the society you looking for that message to come from. Because it doesn't come from lower down from the after that. After the ghetto man speak up, my brother, don't have nobody after us below that level. That is the lowest level it have. And then it have up until we get to up. I wasn't speaking about now, I didn't give no time frame, I was just where the message comes from. Because everything takes time, and that's a fact.
The uncomfortable truth is that the
fact.
leader is a reflection of the people. And as long as the people
That's not necessarily true. Because people can impose themselves on others.
yes,
Which
but
is what force.
Which is what happened to us now.
Check.
yeah, but here
Because
what
a lot of people, hold on.
yeah, go ahead.
I did listen, a lot of times we can misconstrue things.
Yeah.
You check? And that is why we don't see, we have to, when we look at the relationship with us and our government, it's an abusive relationship. You check? Our government abusing us as the people. You check me? So it's not to say the government reflecting our will or our way we want to go. It's an abusive relationship, and we found ourselves in that relationship in a way where it never was our fault to say, well, it happened over time and certain people advocated for it.
Like we don't have a choice.
Yeah, but it's that. Because certain people advocated for it. Just like what you say, we've been on the sideline watching the vibe.
Generation problem we have.
We've been on the sideline watching the vibe for many years, you know.
There's a generation.
And like you say, we're checking, this person would have dealt with this situation. That person would have dealt with this situation. But when we see nobody dealing with it, we have no choice but to bring ourselves forward and carry ourselves forward and deal with this situation.
And nobody in the Bible. I'm gonna say we figure out that
Certain people,
we figure out that generation ahead of us will be able to handle matters for
Yeah,
us. They feel us.
respect elders.
So we see they feel us, we have another choice. At the same period, have to take a stand to come out and we have another choice. Because it's our time now. That is what we have to all realize.
It's like you're on a team. It's like you're on a team playing, and then you find like that It's the way the vibes rolling. You can just leave that team and say you can play for another team, but with what we in there right now, it's like we don't have no choice with Jan. The only choice we have now, is to leave that team and make our team and deal with that, you know. You check it? So, yeah.
Someone come and give your money, all kind of nonsense to manipulate you. Victimization, see that? Victimization, everybody in Dominica know. Victimization is the way. Them are telling you to speak against the government.
Yeah.
You might get this, you might not get that.
And that's like normal way, boy.
Yeah.
But telling that like a normal thing, that cool way, boy. Normal way, boy. You should know that way.
That is one of the tools
Just behave yourself, behave and
that
obey.
these people are using to keep people in line. To make you want to be a Labour Party, to make you support Labour Party. What they doing? The government, using the government to victimize the people. That doesn't mean that is the will of the people. That is the one.
So hear that, Pyro. How that different from the operatives that in the community know the suffering that people under, and instead of trying to help them out of the situation, they're using them to empower themselves, because the enrichment not just at the top, you know. It have who that there that's supposed to be sharing money or do it. It's not supposed to be so, but let's put it how it be. It have who that's supposed to be, you know, doing the works level, and then practicing the same thing. You check I telling you, and it's not no and okay, just look at that. Just look at that. Let me just finish it. We born in the same house, same yard. You go and meet the family overseas because you get the chance to study and whatever. You that at home there with granny, every Sunday you there cleaning the cabinet, wiping out dust and thing on plates, and you can never eat in them plate there, you know. But when your brother that come out and study wherever come down, all the good cutlery coming out for him. So Pyro, it's not in our culture. It's in our culture because
it can be the other way, same
yeah.
way. It can be the other way, same way. That the person that go and study, when they come back, they don't get in no good treatment.
Yeah,
It can.
yes.
It can.
But more common.
So hear that? It's just like what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Huh? The people that getting enriched, the enrichment from the manipulation of the masses. Because remember, if the masses were not needed to be manipulated, it would not have victimization.
Yeah, that's true.
The victimization is to manipulate the masses, so it have less people being. This is like what Buju said earlier when he talked about the amount of people that voted for Labour Party and the amount of houses that it has. It's a lottery. It's a lottery, so why would you have a lottery? You have to manipulate the masses. It have more. It have a lot more. You check me, it have a lot more people that you need to control their minds, so they have a system of control. The system of control is victimization.
And the worst.
And it have people, like you say, it's a pyramid. Who are the base of the pyramid? The poor people.
Boy,
The ghetto man.
hey.
You check
You know the worst part of that, boy?
But it have those now that up there above the poor people. They help him to manipulate the system. It even have those in the poor people that help him to manipulate
But that's
the
exactly
system.
what I was
It
saying.
have those on all levels that help him to manipulate the system. You check, but at the end of the day, you need to manipulate the masses. And the only way, well, how they choose to manipulate the people is through victimization and other things, and force the people. That is a way of mental slavery. Check. No education, you're not educating the people on their
But-
rights, you're not doing nothing. Check. But at the end of the day, it's a business.
Myra, I want to compare what you just was explaining there to the Willie Lynch system of control for slavery, where basically it was set up where the old slave would be against the young slave, the lighter skinned slave would be against the darker skinned slave, the slave that have more education would be put against the slave that ignorant, the male put against the female. You understand? And it's the same principle at work. It's the same principle. Because when you take away the power, you disempower the man, and you basically giving the woman basically like a false support. That is a division there. You check me? Now you have young men and the image of a woman. But look at our young men in the street woman, my brother. You check me? I have man children, you know, women children I have, you know.
When you come down to that aspect of life, you have to look at a lot of different factors.
It's cultural things that they take advantage of. And
society, yes, because that is like going back again, we're in an abusive relationship with our government. Our government is abusing us.
yeah.
Check. Our government, the people we have trust, and the ones that are abusing us. Check me. It's not a man with just a few dollars, or even a man that have not cannot come and abuse our entire country. It's the system. It's the government. You have the three different branches of government, and they all involved in manipulating people. That manipulation has led to an abuse, and it has led to an abusive situation. Where people only concerned right now about power and money. Man don't care about people. So you have no spirituality in the system. Now they're still using the whole system of spirituality, which is religion. You check, because when you hear them leaders speak, they will speak on religious authority. But
that's why we have to go Shangu right now.
Just another set of slave drivers.
Check it. You are the biggest one. Go Shangu right now. Forget them man thing. Check me. One get our cow bell and all drum and them things.
Be buried in the Catholic Church. And the bishop cannot even speak about love with them.
no, even
There's a bunch of slave drivers and stuff.
yes, you check and good. And even with that, you will find like sometimes there is a thing I can speak about the bishop and slavery and so on. But you know what it have to be most importantly, people can recognize where the system you believe in actually fails. So yes, the priest go watch you until you come and attend church and but at the end of the day, the system fails the people because you that have the church, remember, the church is the people, you know, and not the building. So when a man say, well, yeah, he want to see his church looking nice and dandy and rare, but it's only the material.
Not the people.
God tell you, come for the people. Check. So you know that is the authority. When you fail to stand for the people and beside the people, you fail the people with your godly
Respect.
responsibilities. Check. So there now, once the people does acknowledge, people does recognize them things. So over time, we have seen the steady decline of the Catholic Church.
Yes.
I remember when man were youth man, on a Sunday, every youth in the community was
Yeah, man. Catholic power right there.
All the time by the inside.
So it's pointing it out. It's not even
Never
really,
righteous people, that way they feel.
and it's not even really about the bishop but it's making people recognize, yo, that is one of the reasons people even fall out of the church. Because the bishop cannot even stand up by his church members.
Yeah.
You check? He cannot even stand, but he will stand up now and talk about on a foreign soil.
Yeah. George Floyd.
You check? Because at the end of the day, he knew to himself it's not right. You check? He know consciously, he know it's not right.
Yeah.
You check me? But it's happening right here. Because you're failing your people right here. You check?
Yeah,
But the
that's
people
true.
recognize that. People recognize that, and that is why the church declined. You check me?
Facts,
Well,
facts, facts,
man.
facts.
The Rastafari movement, same way.
because
Trust me.
Same thing with
Boy,
Rasta
and that
movement.
is that is
It's not
we
just
don't balance, and that is why there's always try to shoot. It's balance. Balance is a thing that is very important in the movement. You check. And when the balance off, you're gonna have a lot of issues that are unnecessary. You
That is
check.
why I can't function properly.
But that's all.
I'm a balance.
You imbalance. You
Yes,
imbalance.
that I balance the
You
way.
have to balance the scale.
Yeah,
You
I
have
need
to
to balance my
balance it.
scale.
Yeah, man.
You check. And it's important. You check. So, them things people just recognize. You check. That is why we cannot have leaders. So we should not have leaders. Because I shouldn't even say cannot because they are already here. Leaders that do not believe in a system that we are living under. We live under democracy,
Yeah, man.
and we have leaders
Yeah.
that do not believe in
No, man, they don't
democracy.
believe in
You check me?
They believe in slavery.
Yeah, because their thing is power.
Slave.
Power and money. They will do anything for the power and anything for the
Dictatorship on the
money.
people and slave them.
Check me. So, yeah, the system in itself, the courts, all of them, the system fail the people,
They're against the people.
and them things break the people. Check. Because
Yes.
the people believe in them things. We believe in them things.
Yes.
I shouldn't even say the people. It's
We
us.
believe in
We
our
believe in it.
institution.
When you go to school and they teach you, you have a problem with your next child, not to your teacher. Come to your teacher, come to your authority.
Yeah.
But your authority
You
fails
handling
you.
the matter for
You
what
check.
you gonna do next.
Right now, the brain have to reset on how to deal with that situation. You check me. That is why they're asking Maggie, how long you stay
Before you
could actually come out and speak. Because it happened to all of us. Our brains have to reset him. You check me? We got to reset for us to be able now to come there and do what we do here. You check? No, a lot of people now, they know the situation. They sit down in their homes and they understand what it is.
Yeah.
Their brains have to reset before they can do nothing.
Yeah, young man.
To me, the younger generation that have to get that reset the most.
Mad. All the fellas in that league.
The youth.
When a young man meets me,
Yeah.
tell me this kind of thing. It shows me exactly what happened at this fire because your brain have to reset
That way your brain have to
again.
reset.
Because it's like you want whatever already happening to you. If it's that or what happening, like not that in the because as you see, when you have the problem, come to me as a teacher. When you
Yeah.
look at it now, the authority fail. You have to wonder what next. You must reset them. It becomes wrong. And what we know to be right presently, you see all these people there, not stuck from prison, they putting them in. You see the $27 million across the library, we're making another jail with no AC. Jail with no AC, the $27 million across life free. Because you see these kind of people, you cannot take them and put them in stock farm prison.
Boy.
They're not ordinary like me and you. They don't deserve stock farm prison. You understand? Because there's a cancer. If you put them in stock farm prison, there's a cancer you put in the prison. You don't want these people in the prison there. You have to give them their own prison. So the best prison for them is the $27 million house with no AC.
Yeah.
All of them, go put them there until they rot in there. Jail they go in, jail they go in. Skerrit and his whole cabal, jail they have to go. All those that aiding and abetting, carrying PS, all of them. All those influencers you're talking about there. All those influential people you're talking about their flag who that have a certain influence and use it on me. All of them go in jail, my boy. None no escaping. So the state house is the best place for this kind of people. It have enough space.
Yeah.
It's the best place and it have enough space for them. With no AC. That chalet should be here. You don't put them stuff from body rubbish, nah? The chalet enough. No AC for them. What wicked people. You can't tell all the people know better. As you see, let's see how the system feel in the church. It is broken. All young man, we know ourselves, we must go to church on a Sunday. Right now, all young man in our age group, we know that we should be going to church at them age. They sit by the roadside.
I can put a little piece there.
And another thing again, you see all those things that must happen. Because see a simple thing like electoral reform.
Sunday? Oh, you're mad in your ass, boy. You're mad.
See a simple
Wait, blood man Munga used to be in church.
See a simple thing like electoral reform.
Mad.
Huh? Electoral reform. People decide to take a stand.
Boy, Joe, boy, all man used to be. You check me?
Instead the bishop come out and make an ethical stand, point him and say, vote for your best country.
You can speak like a man.
Man can't speak like a man.
But can I say something?
always been.
Let me tell all you. Hold on. Them man job is to make us fear death, my brother. Okay? Them man job is to put a thing in our mind of life everlasting. You understand, my brother? Them man job is to separate life from death. So in our minds, it's two separate things. But I can guarantee you that every day you live bringing you closer to dying, my brother. So always two different things. The worst death to have is to die with in silence, with all them injustice, all them things harboring inside of you. You check me? So that I tell you, what I know is that before you go and pray for yourself, you're supposed to go and, if a man offend you, you have to go and make peace with all who you have war with, and then you can come and pray for yourself. So I know it, you know, my brother. You check me? So you see that thing there, where we waiting for a man to speak that are afraid to die. That is the cancer. That man there rubbing shoulders with man, that raping people, children, and they comfortable to be around man that claim to be righteous. If a man living vile and unrighteous, he can never be in the council of righteous man. He have to flee from that. So as long as those kind of people can be comfortable in our communities around us, rubbing shoulder with us, cracking joke with us, and they do understanding their ways, and that they have to go and cut. You check me? But we harbor in them thing there, you check me, we harbor in it. If you're a farmer, you cannot allow weeds to grow in your garden and expect for you to have a good harvest, you know. So how we expect to have weeds, evil man walking around, mixing with us, you check me?
Because nobody never tell them nothing.
But they will stay in the church and wait for good people, the good, humble, nice people to come so they can preach their word. But they will not go where the word is needed. They will not go into the ghetto. They will not go on the corner where the crack selling, where man envy and hating each other and ready to kill. When they see a man going to chop another man, they will not go and stand up in the way and say, no, my brother. And that is the man that on the pulpit, my brother. Is they telling us to turn the other cheek.
Yeah, but that is what
pretending to be optimistic when the impotent. The impotent.
Check. It's resetting.
If you don't reset the brain, you can't stay.
They telling you about hope.
Even if
They telling you about hope and they themselves don't have hope.
Yeah, but what I try and show you, the system failed. So now you
That we telling you.
But we have to stop worship that dead Christ, boy. And we have to start to believe in the living.
No, that is something now that each man entitled to worship what he wants to worship.
But here what I like my last point there, Pyro. I was telling soldier, dead man alone not receiving last rights, in our society, What a dead man doing with last rights? Last rights have to be administered to man while he living, because a man have to find something that worth dying for in his life, whether it be his children, whether it be on certain principle. You understand? So we think we're going to just allow wicked people to have their way, and like they will grow a conscience one day, and they'll just do the right thing.
That's what they're teaching us.
Yeah.
So we.
That's what they're teaching us.
So it's the reset.
The man is bad shepherd, bad shepherd.
That is
Oh, you
why-
can see the wolf coming and devour your flock,
Hold on, all right.
Tyrone.
and you do. Boy,
Just
you see that church business.
that's
I used to hate those who go church, So I died.
You focus too much on the church and you don't focus on the general thing. You check focusing too much on the church.
The church alone.
The church is
Fire
just
on
one
them, man.
institution. I shouldn't call it even the church, but now we just say religion is just one institution within the society itself.
That's
Check.
killers.
So the religious system is a failure. You check. And that is why sometimes I just talk about the bishop and the whole situation.
It's a good
slowly.
example. It's a good example.
Right. Because it's not to say the bishop could not speak or cannot speak or will not speak.
It's chosen, not chosen.
Check. Right. Because he was able to speak on another situation of a similar situation.
Stop waiting for
Right. So now that's showing you straight that these men are not willing to stand
That is real. Realness.
with the people that they supposedly responsible for
Yes.
as leaders.
Yes.
So then that is a great failure on them.
President.
That is a great failure on them as leaders. And the people have recognized this. Because you don't see people going to church like
Boy.
before.
But you haven't seen youth man joining Rasta again like before. It's just a whole,
So it's all
a whole
the different
system.
institutions.
Rasta, all the denominations.
Yes,
I
all the
tell you
different
all.
institutions. You check. People recognizing them thing, but it's articulate. You check. Some people don't know how to put it together. You check how to represent it. You check. Now you go find now like is the right now like when you face with that issue and your brain have to reset now, you have to find something to occupy that void. You check, because now what you're going to believe in, what you're going to do, what you're going to you check me. Someone that's done the crime and that's actually where they live their life of crime.
Because of what they believe in.
You understand?
That's the problem. And that's the reason the mind, when you sit down and you ask yourself what you believe in, you personally, what you believe in. You understand? Because a lot of us doesn't ask ourselves these critical questions, what we believe in. A lot of us just believe that we cannot make a change in. Or we have no other vision
Yes.
and how we're going to make a change.
Alright.
There's a lot of people that believe to themselves that
That's
boy,
what
only
we
flesh
believe.
can make a change, but we know that we believe we can make a change. we know that we're going to make the change happen.
And see how funny it is, you know, shall we?
It's what you believe in, you know, that is very important, you know.
And when you youth man, you're telling hear what you were taught, hear what we were taught. All of us were taught that thing.
Yeah.
Faith, as small as a mustard
Yeah,
seed.
man.
Can move a mountain.
Yeah,
Move
move
among
among you.
And how small is a mustard seed?
So, you know, the
Why
crowd,
they've
you
never
see the
seen-
crowd,
I've
and I
never
always
seen
tell
a
you that,
mustard
I don't
seed.
think the crowd-
A mustard seed bigger than an olive seed.
Forever
When I
see
tell
the
you a
crowd.
mustard seed is one of the smallest seeds.
I just asking a question.
Yeah.
Is a mustard seed smaller than an olive seed? I know an olive seed small, you know. A mustard seed smaller than an olive seed?
The brother says about this.
My brother, right now, you
About the same size?
those were the conversation there.
No, I just ask a question because I never see a mustard seed.
So that just to show you, if that little faith, my brother, that little belief, that little faith can shift a mountain. Huh?
Byro.
The parola.
You see the lot of things, you know it.
Yeah.
The guy that, as you say in a day, the guy that sold a lot to me, in 2 weeks' time, when he see the lot, he tell me, boy, I never thought they would have been like that. Because he was just going and build on the car.
Yeah.
By showing, boy, that car they can do it. Determination, my brother. It's determination. And I can show you what you can do. And you will think it's your Are you man back? Yeah. I thought tonight that was all. Determination, boy. I doesn't look for crowds. And I know
you have to add to it.
Too much.
Belief.
From that government.
Belief. You have to add to it. Belief. To believe.
More.
You get believing in God, and that is what man to believe in.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Your eyes is the greatest failure you can have, you know. Because I tell you that you might see some, they tell you, seeing is believing, but don't fool yourself. Your eyes can fool you because you come in and you're watching the work.
Yes, man.
You're watching the work and you're telling yourself, boy,
Belief is a special
boy,
thing,
go and
bro.
finish that now, boy.
Because a man believing
it.
it.
There now, the believing is not what you see. The belief is in your faith, as I will say, that you can do the work.
You see, bro.
And that is a man. And that is where the same thing, the reset coming in.
You see?
Because you believe in them people, but you see them people failing you. You seeing it, you seeing, you witnessing before your eyes that the system failing you. And you check into yourself, but you know you believe in them, man. You check, you believe in the system. You check, man, you believe in what the system could achieve or whatever it may be, but you believe in the system, and then you see the system fail you. That destroying you is one. Now you have to reset.
Yes.
Because your mind totally confused.
Of course.
So now you as the individual witnessing that, you have to find some form of recourse.
Question yourself.
Check. Some fellas might go wild. Some man might. Let me tell you, Jesus Christ walked through the desert for 40 days and 40 nights. Huh?
Yeah, boy.
You have to find yourself.
Yeah, boy.
Voila.
Because his skill was unbalanced.
Yeah, boy.
No,
Yeah, powerful.
that is his 40 days and 40
Yeah,
nights.
the skill unbalanced.
But we know, when we go through that reset, you don't know if it's 40 years you're going to pass in that resetting.
It's true.
You check me.
It's true. Real facts, real talk, I'm there. Real
You
talk.
do not know if you're going to pass
because
40.
20 is that pass, eh?
Okay.
Yeah, 20 is that pass on us. So it take us 14 days and 40.
1 and 20,
I go like that 20
all
reference
federal
to
party
you.
time there in it, you know.
Huh?
All them other government voices, independence, is so-called independence.
But you see-
We're talking about that present one.
You see, the words
Let's amplify it.
as not the words now, is the concept of certain things, and our man over there say knowledge important. I don't say no, no doubt. But you see, belief and hope,
Boy, that thing is powerful.
them thing there
Oh, it's too
is
powerful.
too powerful tools, my brother, in
That's what I really
humanity,
fully-
my brother. To have the hope, have hope
Yo,
and belief, my brother,
Mojo,
which is two separate things.
I telling you, if I'm not to get faith, I can bring him Kinsey by me. You know. and then give him a pickaxe and tell him go ahead. You want to have 5th panda?
The pickaxe will mash up.
Bust 20 feet inside
I
there
can
for
tell
me.
all you. I can tell all
Yeah.
you. I can tell all
Not
you.
even I don't want to give you 20, 10 feet. Let's go 10 feet inside for me. Yeah. 10 feet deep and about a 40 feet wide. Let me see. Go ahead.
I can tell all you what that changed it for me, man.
And
You see,
you alone.
you see what I tell myself? It's a thing here, my bro, and it's not just now. That thing has been clawing at the inside of me for years, my bro. I'm a person here, bro. You see, I cannot see injustice, my brother. I can't see people get taken advantage of and them things. I cannot bear to see that. You check? No. You know when a thing unresolved inside of you and it just there slowly just working at you, eating at you. You know, I realize, brother, soldier, that is the path. I didn't choose it for myself. That is just the path that before me. You check? I don't go and say, oh, it's God that put me on that path or whatever. But I believe everybody have that thing inside of them that does be clawing at their inside. And at some point, you have to just recognize that have to be addressed. If it's a task that you have to do, you have to do it. If it's something that you have to say, you have to say it. If it's something you have to reconcile, you have to go back and reconcile it, because unless you see you do that, you don't have no moving forward for you. And all of us have that dealing with. So what we have to do is take a time and reflect deep down inside. What is it? What is it that thing that we need to just finally put to rest? Because unless we don't have peace inside of ourselves, we cannot have peace outside in the world around us. You know? If we are not at peace inside, and that's what I do it right now. You know? I'm making my peace. So all the people that claim in their shame, claim it well, you know, because I can be wrong, you know, but I letting it be known where I stand, because I will not bear the shame of the things that are to come or that I see in. I will not be bearing that shame. Whoever that say they will die with their boots until it make worms, that is all the prerogative. But all who that feeling that thing inside of them, claw in, answer the call, answer it, you will sleep better. You check me, I don't telling you you will live forever. None of us gonna live forever, but you will sleep airy. You put that thing inside of you to rest. Make peace with who you have to make peace with. If you do people wrong, make peace with them. If you find somebody offend you, go to them and try and make peace, which is what I'm saying. That is where it have to begin. It's in reconciliation. Because when you need to look to your back and to your left and to your side, what you need to see is people that will support you. We don't need no more division. We need each other.
Yeah, man, brother.
We need to leave the paper currency for them. All our food that rotting outside in the fields, in our farms. We need to eat it. We need to take that and eat it. Our animals and them, kill animals, eat them. Is that we have. Let us barter what we have, our skills for our goods. Let us forget their money, because their money don't have power without us. We that in charge of our determination.
Yo, so is faith, belief, These things are powerful, my brother. You check? And without them things, we're just floating in the sky.
For sure, Pyro. I
Yeah,
respect
man.
them
Yeah,
words.
man. Yeah, man. I should be listening. Those words used to just be words to me, you know. You see, always hearing this words, say courage, hope, you know,
I
believe.
can show you a thing
And
about
just-
it.
That, my brother.
I remember when I
No,
went
I-
to Cuba, right? A level of faith in myself, right? Checking, yeah, nothing wasn't going to topple me. A teacher once came to me after the first year. After the first year, yeah, second semester, end of second semester, first year. Now, my project teacher watch me and tell me, yeah, you see, you make you throw, don't make them throw you out of the university, you know. I just watch the lady and I just smile at my brother, and I just walk away.
She said she have to make them for you out.
Yes, and all I could do was smile. That alone I could do, you know, just watch the lady and just smile. Because I check into myself and I walk in away and I check into myself. That lady don't know my mission. I check into myself and I don't know my mission. It don't have nothing that's going to make me not accomplish what I come there to do. You check? And that was the only thing that was in my mind. I had the faith and the belief in myself that I must accomplish.
Yes, I.
No matter what it takes, my brother. If I have to stay a weekend, no sleep, days, no sleep, and just agree, work. Check me. So the determination was there, the faith was there, the belief was there, and eventually, man conquer. Check.
That is what we have in common. All these things is what we have in common, and we trying to spread it bit by bit to get more people.
Yeah, because it's empowerment.
Yeah.
See,
It's empowerment.
See what Bible say there. What I go say about that.
But
The people
to
have
them before I
faith.
even continue, 3 years later, that teacher became my friend.
You must.
Hey Jack, that lady watch me and they check in and say, yo, like she see, I'm like a vibes that happen, you check. And the lady tell me straight. Like she see, I stand up for my principles. They check me. And she just check it, she just respect that. Yeah.
See, Maggie, I tell you, everybody have their faith, everybody have their belief and their hope. But what they have it into, it's what they have it directed towards.
Yeah.
You understand?
And the morality.
And the right.
It have an important part to play
But
in
the
the
direction,
conscience,
their
which I
faith
can
and
not
their
talk about them things.
and the determination towards him.
That's
Man
where
might
the
put his
education
determination
comes in.
towards the negative. And they trying to bring him into positive. He don't have no determination into the positive. He don't have no faith into that the positive can work. He will see the negative picture, but he might not see the positive picture. So that target trying to say earlier, it will take a while for the mind to reset.
Yeah, man, because
You have to-
because you believe in that.
Belief, yeah.
Yeah. But all of us grow up, Maggie was our whole life. Huh?
So you should know that.
So now you don't go in church. Huh?
Time,
Well,
yeah, I take that.
so,
Yeah.
my brother, his life we live in, you check.
Yeah.
And in the life,
You got to
we
direct
going and
it,
go
man.
through stages in
You got
life.
to direct it.
You check. But we always have to maintain, we have
Life
faith
is
and
phases.
belief, you check.
Yeah.
You see that important.
Everybody has
Check
got
me.
people that put it into different directions.
Yeah. And yes,
Because people you see like
like our brother Moun Séwyè, you check, the education is very important because the education now is giving you the basis of having that righteous morality, that right morality. You check, so you now have a good foundation. You check, you know the difference between right and wrong and you can differentiate. You check, so when you reach to that crossroad where the system fail you and you know the system fail you
Yeah.
and you can see the system fail you,
So how we
but
do
you
it?
stop now in that reset.
Yeah.
You check? The reset,
Yeah.
stick
Yeah.
your brains
Yeah.
because now you believe in them, man. You believe in that thing, but you're seeing it failing.
Tough to tell you to
And now the reality, to come grips with reality of what you're seeing on the ground and what that in your mind, it have you stuck, you know.
Yeah.
You check?
But stick up past the stick up past the man telling Maggie, boy, you mad? Listen, the kind of money that passing.
Oh,
So Maggie telling them, so what you trying to tell me? You don't have faith, then you don't believe in nothing, then you boy checking panel. Listen, the kind of money that passing. So that's why I'm telling you what people have, because that is a man that just finished
telling
praying
people that
and telling a congregation
to have faith. Christ.
do not believe in man, and also you understand me.
And don't fear death and death.
You understand
and
that?
Jesus
And it doesn't take an hour, nah? It doesn't take half an hour, nah? It doesn't take 20 minutes. Nah? The next 5 minutes, Maggie asking the man a simple question. The man say, Panda, change one. This is the kind of money the man are passing.
But I still would think the pastor was speaking on behalf of the mass and not himself.
Not
Self personally, I tell him, leave my brother.
Maggie.
I didn't hear speaking on
Maggie
the
speaking to him personally, but I believe what Pyro say.
Yeah.
He know who check like that money wouldn't take in, but it would take his people. But Maggie trying and tell him we have to have faith to give the people a level of direction.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
And the boy
yes,
checking
definitely.
that difficult to be done
Because of the money I
because
pass
of
in
the
there.
money.
Kind of money I pass.
But
Yeah,
if you
no
believe,
compromise.
see, coming back to what we're saying, you know, if you believe in what you're doing and you know what you're doing must good, nothing can stop you with what you just say.
Yeah,
You
man.
just laugh the lady when she tell you what
But
she
you
tell
must laugh, shut away. What you mean? So you don't know your mission there. So you check.
Yeah,
So that pastor there still weak.
I'm checking like you're mad.
Even if you don't consider it for
Yeah,
himself,
it's your mission, it's your
personally, but he's
mission.
still weak.
Is right now, that is where man have to define themselves. You check, because when you come now and you define your mission and you're able to set down your objectives and set down your mission and your agenda and what you want to accomplish in the life. You check, you know what you want to accomplish and you determine at what you want to do and you have faith in what you're going to do.
Yeah, but
You check, right now is execution.
I believe
So when you're executing now and you're along the path, yes, you're gonna get obstacles in. When the obstacles come, you have so much faith in what you're doing. Like that is joke, my brother. You check, like them. An obstacle is a joke.
Yeah, man.
You check, because you're just going and blow by that you have all your faith, you have all your
distraction might come,
belief.
but you don't bother with that.
You check. It's just like a man like, okay. Well, I don't think it's an exception to myself.
I can put it a little differently here. When it's just like a child. You can have the child name and the child don't even conceive in a womb yet, you check me. But once the conception, once you that happen, then you have the growth of that thing until it birth into the world. Now, even in the womb, people still have the idea, still in the figment of your imagination, is when you cross the womb, the threshold of the, you know, and you birth into the world, and people can actually touch you and appreciate you as a you know. So that is the thing. The works have to manifest, but that's why I say we have to abandon their system. If it's the fucking money, it's the fucking problem, my brother. Sorry, let us start to band together, and as long as we together, no man will be hungry. You check me, we'll cook and eat together. Like we can't have communities where you only have fig in that house only have dashing, and everybody agree they're going to eat. They only eating what they have. When we can come together, and even the man that don't have nothing, he can stay and mind the pot while we peeling, so everybody contributing and everybody eating good together, rather than you stay there and eat fig alone by yourself. You there eating dashing by yourself. You have eggs alone. You check me. abandon the money and let us start to trade in spiritual currency, my brother. In the moral currency.
I telling you, Mario, straight to there.
I feel it.
Where a man would
Straight to there.
is like his currency, it's like his money. When a man say a thing, it's good as he's spending his money.
Gonna like what they probably come back to what Pyro say, the reset done it later.
The reset.
Yeah,
man.
you know that
And the reset is critical.
because you get it on yourself.
Yeah.
But everybody different.
Yeah.
And the people you watching that you check like Mr. looking like boy, you check but Mr. get on like that boy. I choose to check like Mr. Real Rasta, but now I'm in the elder and see the man now boy.
Someone might have side with the devil.
Yeah. And the man you
In
see,
the reset.
yeah man.
Yes. When
And
their brain reset, they might just check like what?
But that happen in
And
your.
they're gonna side with the devil.
But that happen in your
Check.
Bible.
Checking like why they have a choice. Let me side with the
But you see,
devil.
your son, I
You can't beat them, join them there say.
Yeah, you
Pass
check.
them in,
Your
sir.
son, I have been give that good on the T road, me. Your son, I have been give that good on the T road, my brother.
Jude 30 pieces.
Yeah, we boy in that live one thing, we boy tiring, we boy. The house and I have been calling and
So long them man
I
sell
say,
their soul,
what?
30 pieces.
Cha
But
boy.
they seen that
Lord have
man dying in police custody. So much brutalization Rasta go on
And
the police.
nothing but
No. Where you see me? I
Yeah, but
watch
so
on my
much
head.
Rasta man go for so much brutalization they talking.
No. Let me tell you
How
where
I
I
say I do Rasta,
let me
you
tell
know,
you where I
training,
nail
man,
when I
Rasta.
speaking, we speaking free. Let me tell you where I put my nails in your coffin there. You see when they beat Ryan Henry and them they don't say nothing. I say bury them 6 feet of dirt. 6 feet of dirt for them there.
Yeah boy.
You telling me an elder like Henry get handled from police
Yeah,
and
boy.
none of you don't speak? Not a single one of you?
What
That house there?
Nothing wrong there.
That house there? I nail it. I throw it in that hole and I throw dirt on it, brethren. Throw dirt on that. I bury that. You cannot tell me is that what you come to, my brother? 30 pieces of... No, boy. No. I personally feeling for that. Boy. I was burn fire in the car for the church because... But you see that? Let us
But I
just...
would need a bigger fire, boy.
Okay then.
Them need a bigger
Okay.
but them always burning Babylon, boy.
Yeah, he always
You got to
burning.
tell me you side in Babylon now, boy. On,
Yes.
boy,
You see,
them man
man,
always fighting
I
again.
will go
Hold
for
on a
it.
while, let me
Okay,
hold on a
go
while.
Get away before you
Let-
continue.
Boy, let me tell
Them
you.
Don't I finish that?
That man now.
Boy.
If you really have to look at, if you really want to speak about Naya Bindi, that man is man that go for the oppression.
But that why I telling you.
So that is why now I was
That I
talking
coming to
about
see
the
there,
reset too, all them things.
So, but you right. So in the reset,
Those
either
are
you
only
side on it,
devil.
you might end up siding on the
Yeah,
side
man,
of
traumatized,
righteousness,
yeah, man, checking
or
the
side on
cow
this,
food
you might
that
end up
they
going on the
give
side of the devil. And that is what them fella show me, my boy.
So right now,
You can't go for that again, them
It's
man,
up
check
to us
it.
to make them man see a
Traumatized
different light,
from the
and if they don't want to
70s,
see it, well then it's up to them too. You
Joe
check.
Paga, why there? They burning fire on the light tree.
But we're showing it with us. Look at us now, brother. We're showing it
You
with
know,
us.
listen to
And
Kyrie.
they seen us
At
straight.
the end of the day,
Why you think Punka telling you that the more listen to Kyrie?
yes I know.
The real Rasta. You see.
At the end of the day,
Then a level of slap this up.
like I just tell you, them same man is man that grew all of us up. You check.
I am expect us to tell you back on the righteous teachings.
No, but that's what I'm telling you. It's them same man that teach man how much thing and give us how much foundation. You check? It's them same Naya Bingi man. They
Yeah,
teach
man,
us
break
too.
the stone tablet,
As
man,
man,
my brother.
You check me? So,
Yeah, boy. Let them man
we know, we know,
Boy, more.
You busy like Pyro finish now.
we
Sorry,
know,
brother, sorry.
we still have a responsibility
Yeah.
to make them realize for themselves.
Come back, brother.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
back. Yeah, we know we need all you.
So you see, if
Get back your self-respect,
Yes.
man. And
Get back,
in respect of the
get back
community.
conscious. Are you unconscious?
Yeah.
Get back conscious, please.
Yeah, man.
and that is a word.
Banda,
Cause them man that teach man, you know, look pull out there.
Banda, let me tell you something.
Oh, it's to my brother
Let me
told
tell you
her.
something.
I listen to her.
Newton have a lot of devil in these guys. Newton on a whole. You see, I can speak for my community. My community have a lot of devil in these guys, a lot of hypocrite, wicked people, slave drivers they be, boy. Newton have a lot of people, but I know that teachers morals and principles, whether Rasta, whether Catholic, boy, when you go to the dragon inside teacher according to Pyro.
That's why you couldn't stay outside.
Them Rasta man teaching you and rule of righteousness. Today what I see, boy, devil in these guys I see in there, boy. That's why I don't like these people today, boy. I don't hate them, but I don't like them.
Yeah, man.
Reality.
Because they try playing a mental trick on me, boy, and my others, boy. That they do, guys, so boy, that I'm not stupid, you know, boy. I too long, boy. So hold your mind reset in here, then I come to Paris, that you fall on the righteous side, on the devil side, boy. You show me what side you fall on, but too long you're under that kind of oppression, one separation from Babylon system, when you telling me that you're doing, boy. I stupid.
Yeah, man, them man, I said, them man face deadly tribulation.
You see Rasta, my brother,
But
and that Babylon.
They
tell me
traumatized
today.
and they never seek justice
You
for
put
their
in the system
brothers
on your
from
head.
before that die. That is what their thing be, you know.
And slackness,
So
boy,
right
to
now
the
we
level
asking
of
for justice for a
slackness,
young
boy.
man
Them
in
even have
Newtown.
man calling on radio station, calling each and every one. Pan either call you already until but they call my name in them slackness, boy. Them man have and man call himself Selassie I son, me boy. But them solid mother, I say, boy.
Hey, I tell you, more fire!
That's it.
Boy, more fire! Boy!
Pyro say frolic water on.
on
Frolic water in that. Frolic water
Boy,
on that fire.
fire!
Trust me.
But them man
You
can't
see
go
them
back
man
to
there?
me, no, boy.
Boy,
What
I
them
just
man-
let into
them man
last
can't
week because
go back to me,
myself.
I'm telling them that.
I don't, boy, Tyrone.
No,
I
but
tell all already, I don't
them man don't
me
even know any
personally
bones of their
don't
brethren
looking
be
for
in the
no
forest.
crowd to shall with that government thing. Free is too much for me already, and I always telling all of that thing. I know what I believe in, I know my faith, I know my determination in. A crowd is a problem. One gunshot goes, half the crowd might disperse. You understand? Free is too much for me. I telling you something, my boy. I know my determination. That government must go this year, you know, partner. Don't believe it's a joke I telling all you now. Jail they going, you know. But you think it's a joke I telling you, boy. Jail, but all them man that supporting the wickedness there, boy, will face it too, you know, boy. That is too much wickedness on our back, boy, for too long. Only tell. Boy, I not stupid, boy. People like to getting better under that, boy. Poverty that there, boy. All I see is that set a slave drivers on people that, boy.
Yes, boy. Every day.
Boy, I hate a slave driver, boy.
You see-
Boy, I hate a slave driver, boy. And when I see that, boy, I problem with you, boy. Slave driver like
You see, to be honest, I just see, and so I just see it here. It have a generation above us, my brother. To me,
feel us.
they feel, my brother. To me, all the man in leadership position, they just corrupted by the power, corrupted by the vanity.
Boy, Jack was I looking for you, not the powder, man.
and I can still tell you something too, eh?
I know they will go. We have been
You
having
see them ones that coming
here.
up after us there.
It's
Yes,
enough
I
of
will
us
have
to
some
do.
that check me. But I believe their fate would be worse in their hands, eh?
But they don't have no guidance, my brother.
That's it, that there.
Yeah. So that's why
I telling you,
What?
I free them.
God,
You understand?
And now we're gonna
All
relax
you in all your
boy.
comfort little zone. And all you don't know nothing about nothing.
Boy, no
Fix-
Dominican nothing come for
Fix
now, nah.
the business, fix the place.
No Dominican nothing come
Because
for
Jano,
I can tell you something.
remember
Just think of what
people-
Pyro said there, you know. What Pyro said there is an important thing. Nobody not in a comfort zone. You know what zone they in? Resetting their mind.
Yeah.
Resetting their mind.
They have to.
It,
So
there's
much.
it have a generation. I don't think their
boys,
mind should be
boy,
resetting.
boy.
But we,
The
what
children
Pyro
that
tell
come
Maggie,
in,
our
before us,
generation, we have to take a while to reset our mind to wonder what's really happening. When we ask what's really happening,
Yeah.
we're not mad, we decide to take a stand.
Yeah.
You understand me? But there's a generation that ahead of us. They was not one that happening, you know. They knew exactly
What
what was
happened,
happening.
yeah.
And they failed to take a stand
Yeah.
because they find, boy, now I get the opportunity, we boy, that might be car, we boy, okay,
Yeah.
already them people there, boy.
Oh,
Boy, not in that,
never
boy.
see good time like that.
I not in that, guy, so.
Yeah,
Easier for a camel.
Not in that.
yeah.
And you take the camel every day.
Since I youth man, I know all them Rastaman together. Since I youth man, I know all them Rastaman together. Right now, also now I've been in 5 weeks. Not even into in 5.
But if now I've been here alone, my
It in 5. Why I have to burn fire on them first wicked boy. Who have who, man? Boy, let me tell you something, boy. Them fellas do good gas, so.
But you know what I
And
find?
it's all them wicked things that have the country how it is, boy. Them denomination, them wicked denomination there, boy, have the evil on the country, boy.
Yeah.
They have to burn fire on them wicked there,
They are the
boy.
righteous
You have a man
stand.
from St. Joe, police brutalize him, and the man is a jovial witness. Up to now, no pastor cannot come out and speak. Boy, but let me tell all you, boy.
Yeah.
With the pyro, that I tell you, pyro right. So these people there, I cannot say these people their brains have to reset.
You see,
It's the
that
people they
why,
have in their whole years, they have their mind, this mind that have to reset.
that is why Paradise give medical flag for it, you know. But you really have to point out to people in Dominica right about now, in general, not just a political spectrum, you know, but in a general sense across the board. Why we in that problem? But we have a leadership crisis of a particular generation, you know.
Yeah.
That generation above us, my brother,
I see that unfold, the boy.
just get caught up in vanity and
I
power.
see it unfold, yeah, boy. I live as a man 4 years later.
You understand, my brother? And that
But in reality,
just, and those are, I telling you, they just lost for the power and the
When I see those people are allowing 4 or 5 years later, I see them allowing certain things, I think like, what?
Before that possible.
Yeah, boy, I'm clapping the boy. I said, what are going on? And then, yeah, the reset button, I take a while, but I never take a while. But right now, everything reset there, and it's time for the, yeah, you see that fake independence?
Yeah,
That November 4th there, we have been celebrating independence, we're not independent. We need real independence. And right now we're going to attain real independence.
right,
Yeah man, we have to understand what the word independence is and liberty. Because this is Dominica, you know that Dominica, you know, this is words for just a highway, or 2-lane roadway, they call it highway. Anything, let's call it anything. Man saying let's go and protest a meeting, you know, man don't do that, but man saying they're going to protest. No, we just using the word loosely. Words important. Words are important, my brother. And you see when man says you are celebrating independence, we're not independent and we're going to be independent now. You see right now and so, because we understand what independence is. So now we understand it, we know what needs to be in place. So we need to build strong pillars. We need strong pillars. We have endless pillars at Pui. See like what we're going to find on there, the Pui. We need to get some new, we need to make lumber and whatever and make strengthen those pillars of all generation. Tell them, man, it's your time to take over that. You see that institution, that's the Rastafari institution. So you need some man like Dewey and them young fellas there, it's them man to talk to. See, all you need to come and catch the vibes, catch the courage, and go there now and strengthen that so all you can, you know.
I tell the Rasta brethren that my man laugh me.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you telling me? Right? You don't checking noise?
I tell you, man, my brother, you giving me talk. If you don't see your job is to rebuild the house of Rastafari, my brother, you don't see it fall apart and haven't got no direction. That the next generation of leadership need to take place. Yes, you're giving me fire, but you don't to be. But rebuild Rastafari.
Yeah, man, that need to happen.
That need to rebuild. That need to come under new leadership.
That strength.
The whole society need rebuilding, new leadership, new direction. We just need
Repair.
it. Just
reparation.
according to my partner, Doctor, we just need a paradigm shift.
I will to leave volume, but
Yeah,
I
man, we
will
need
to
a
leave volume, but
revolution
let
of
me tell you
football.
is a you know when you have a house of secrets and it's not you born it and it have secrets that older than you in the house, and like it's like if one thing come out, it's like everything, you know, going to unravel if you lift up the carpet. So like I was saying, all the bones of the elders that in the bush, man that die in the bush, that haven't get justice, that's still crying out for justice. People just believe that all the injustice of the 200 years of slavery, that the skills balance. Those skills haven't balanced yet, brother. And those, they pending, all of those things they are pending. So people need to start, that I say, reconcile, go and make peace. Because where we go in, we need unity.
That's a good note, brother.
Anyway,
Very good
it's
note.
a
Okay, brother.
Yes,
Thanks for guidance.
Respect.
Safe driving, brother. Trust me, it's a strong note, my brother. And that is real, and you have to tell it to the people and they get those. All little differences all you have, and thing, and you know, and whatnot. Yo, all you need to just, you know, to feel no way, apologize, hey, whatever, if it's me, it's you, be a bit less, but hey, we need to get together. We need to put down all the petty, you know,
Petty differences.
whatever, you know, differences we have a little bickering. What are happening to us right now? Boy, trust me, if you
Let me
don't,
tell you something, Maggie.
if you don't get together,
See how the man driving the people into poverty there. Universal education. Right? Now we have a systematic system right now that is computerized. A lot of people are working with one another there. You see government, they don't come in by your house and cut your light again. Before feel other job to come and cut your meter and reconnect your meter for you. They sit long in the office and they disconnecting and they reconnecting you from in the office. Okay? So you know what that is? That is a man that do have a job.
yeah.
Roadside. Poverty. If you give us factories, we have pension.
Yeah, man.
Generation will come and meet things, production going on and fall involved. But what they falling involved in to sit down by the roadside with?
But what's that?
Look last week a new generation come out of school. What are they for
What
them?
we have, we keep. When we look at the countries in the world, the superpowers, what do they do to empower their people? How do they get it done? Take China. China is the manufacturing capital of the world.
Their natural
That
resources.
alone should tell you something. For you to put your people to work, for you to put the country productive, you have to be manufacturing something. That is what the world is about. People, and you just watch them make a children. Them little children always want to be involved in something.
Yeah, boy.
So if when you grow up as an adult and you're not involved in anything, you check, you're in problem. Because from since you're a child, you want to be involved, you want to get going. You check. Watch a little child, no matter what, them children want to be involved in
all
the
kind of
world.
things. The things you learn then. If I'm not transport, you like you don't want to.
My brother, two children passing on the road, they don't know from Adams. And they must find a way to communicate with one another.
Yes, right. Real thing, brother.
Is when people grow up and turn into adulthood, they just find it like as if,
You see them naked, they have to go forward.
yeah, they check me. So, that is when you're supposed to get more and more people involved, because that is where you're at your real consciousness to be able to contribute in a meaningful way. Instead, we have a system that pushing people away, and that cannot work. You're supposed to have a system that including everybody
our system
and
is that
getting
to run.
people to participate. You check me? And that is very important, because as human beings, we are social people, we are social creatures. You check. Hey, let's watch them children. Two children passing on the road will never ever pass one another street. Two toddlers passing on the road. A baby, a toddler. By seeing that as a American girl walking them. All little children that pass, they must find their way
That communicate.
with one another.
This adult prejudice that just keep people away from one another.
Of course,
So right now, we have to, and that's why the guidance is important. You know what I mean? And it come back down to words. Words, just use words
Come on,
loosely. Words are
people
powerful.
looking for power upon one another, and
Yeah.
man trying to manipulate one another and think
Well,
they're
you
all
can make a better
evil business
Dominica,
scheme and you check me.
Yeah,
But at the
you
end
can
of the
make a better
day,
Dominica.
No humility.
you're just supposed to
Nothing,
free up the playing field and allow everybody to be able to
but
participate.
our number, brother.
And you're so right
That
about
is why that
Pyro.
is important to
You're
check.
so right about Pyro. Like you speaking and I feel in what you're saying because I going through that kind of vibration where I doing things. I know I'm a leader. Everything, all my path, everything is. But I still, just because I know I'm a leader, I do pushing myself for leadership and want to be the boss, and I always want to just, make everybody feel like, we on the same level. It's not me like the boss, man. It's not me like the, because I don't want nobody to feel like as if, I feel funny. You check it, so okay, I see president of basketball and man saying like this. But for me, that's like, I don't see that as nothing. I see that like I just as ordinary, and the person next to me, but thinking, but Margaret, you're more in Rickets and, like to me, I don't have a problem like that. I don't see that as a problem to me because like the more of us that you can hear the voices of and you can see doing things, is the easier the work becomes. So what I want to achieve is have the vision, but if more man that can help to shape the vision and to make it up, not fast it's gonna happen. So why I don't want to get because I'm gonna quit for you, boy, you're gonna meet the body, everybody depend on you, and if you're not there, nothing is gonna happen. Boy, you know that still you can't take a day off, boy. And still you can answer yourself with when you have yourself like that. But you can't right now. I used to have big over there like coaching and I say, you know what? Let me empower the man. Call my partner Bamboo, come in and get some coaching courses in the vibes, learn the vibes. And now I can come a little, I can do a little and come a little late because Bamboo have the thing, because and they get them other youths. Boy, so it's supposed to be, but man believing like
Yeah, you can move on to something else.
yeah, brother.
Because at the time I used to be running a construction site. I used to do morning before we start work. I have a meeting with all the workers. Show man what is the plan for the day. Show man how to do the work. Like how you calculating things, how you doing things. You check. And the man is to check like, boy, first time they work like that, they never they tell them man, boy, today or tomorrow myself is not there I want to be. You check. So yourself you can move up to a next position instead of you being a trained man, you can move up to a supervisor and you can train somebody else and the chain can keep going.
Real leadership.
You check.
That is
And
leadership,
grow.
my brother.
You check.
You have to
And
move
allow,
forward.
make space
Space for
other
somebody.
people.
Yes,
You
Pyro.
check, boss.
That is what the man stick up there, the man don't to move for other man to come, boy.
But what I moving for?
Yeah, when you have Moun Séwyè so.
What I moving
because,
for?
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember.
To give others opportunity
Yeah, man.
to put
Move
two
on,
blocks.
you check.
To
When I
put there two
die,
blocks.
you'll come.
Let everybody.
When I die, you'll come.
No,
When I die, you will
That is
come.
the man attitude.
And people,
No,
that
that's a lot
is
fire.
what real leadership is, and
That is what
understanding.
that on our back there. We see
have
them
a-
thinking,
yeah, man,
when
we
they
have a-
die, that's when you will come.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
man.
every year you have children have been born.
Yes.
You check.
And every year
Like,
something
that's another
is
politics problem, that's
Exactly.
a generation problem.
That's
you
it,
know,
brother.
So how you making this space for those there? How you
Yeah.
encouraging them? How you
That's our
empowering
politics
them?
problem.
You check. How you
Generation
giving them
problem.
that faith to be able to
Yeah,
move
man.
forward in a society to become responsible adults? And that is what that's important to you.
Contribute.
You check me. We have to look at them.
Yeah, man, my brother. The youth and them too, like
Them things is what
20,
that I
21,
love.
22, 23.
You check.
That should be pretty simple, That should be so simple, As you building, you finding ways and solutions to create more, because you know more coming at the back, and you know well yourself. You cannot just leave and come out, and because you want to transition into something else, and something else is a constant transition. But don't get stuck in one spot for too long, because you're gonna block the thing and gonna start to smell up
Yeah,
and
do that.
pile up.
Them man that they know, they'll do it until they die for somebody else to have an
20 years is
opportunity.
too long.
You check.
Too long.
But we need expansion.
Yeah.
So if I make a way and I go and I create my own thing over there, you know, can come
And
there
not
now and you
government,
can
you know.
get the experience, get a level, and then go and create your own thing over there.
continue.
Pyro, you want to know I know that it's not a government problem.
No.
And I know it's a generation problem.
Yeah.
So two things you want to do as a young man. First thing you're telling me, it's too small to do that. Okay? It's too small to do that.
Boy, telling you straight Rasta. It's simple and the people and that's what you have to understand, you check it. Is
Either the whole long
you need to unblock the way and watch me. Instead now for them to make the expansion for branch out for the people and them that come in and the people and them that out there to get different, to transition to something else. Within the little thing they have the little power soup. They're creating Ministry of Ecclesiastical and all that kind of thing there for them, for their little few among them, rather than the mass. You check like factory, which would create, put people to work and now
Like
producing things, and the farmers getting something to bring their produce instead of it on the street selling for nothing. That we need,
They don't want that.
and that's all it is, brother. And people, that's all it is. The leadership is very, very simple and man to make them make it feel like it's nothing complicated.
Maggie, what they're doing is what we were saying earlier. They're taking your hopes and they're putting it into something else. They directing it into a different direction. That's what they're doing to the people,
Because
all you there, you hoping that boy Mr. will come and do that. I love what you say, Maggie, because you understand, because you're in that level of hope already. So to reset that mind there. For that mind to refocus there again.
And now,
Takes a while.
well, like I said when I started, the main problem I see is that the Constitution doesn't allow for us, the people, that not in the government and not in the parliament, not in the, the management of the country, to have a say, to be included, to have a say in decision making.
For the democracy to be
So now,
alive.
right. So that's now we call on the people and say, hey people, they don't want to allow us. We need to bomb rush. We have to bomb rush inside there and make them know, hey, we there, we there, and that is our place. That's not all your place, that is all of us place, and we have a say. So
Because the Constitution giving provision for the ombudsman.
Right. So we have to get inside there.
The Constitution giving provisions to take out the Prime Minister too.
For sure.
That's right.
In a new confidence.
For sure.
votes.
Right,
For
sir.
sure.
But when you buy all your toys, you have your toys going and play, going and turn against you, man.
Right.
No, they let spoil we.
You're spoiled.
Your toilet spoil.
You're spoiled.
Your toilet spoil.
But just take a longer time.
Take it easy, Panda. You don't have longer time. Yes.
The real thing is the people have to
There are
step
plenty toys
forward.
to spoil, yeah.
Huh?
There are plenty toys to
Don't you
spoil.
worry, man.
Now, Tola, you see, when you say what you say now, I keep arguing with you that is not a political problem, because the people need to understand that with all the red and the blue and the green, we have to show that the real power is us.
But not yet.
Because you can get a 15,000 votes and you can get a thing, but then who's the majority? It have more people that don't vote than people that vote, and you still have those that vote that still check into themselves,
Let me tell you that. Not because a person do vote, that don't mean they don't concern as to what that's going on.
Alright,
Well, that's
so-
the first thing they tell people. You only have a choice if you vote.
That's I tell you.
bullshit.
That's I tell you. Thank you,
That is
sir.
bullshit. That is total bullshit.
Merci beaucoup.
That's why I telling you that.
Because like I understand, man, you have free choices.
Alright.
Whereas in Dominica, you have free choices.
Yes, sir.
Well, free choice is you vote or you don't vote. Or you just don't participate in all them man thing, my brother.
At the end of the day, the people that do participate and plus those that participate, we have to make them understand that those people that you follow in, they're not empowering you, they're not opening your eyes to understand how things really working and how much power you have. So they make you know that you can control them, which is how it is.
You're right in the magazine, because that is what we need to make the people
Yes.
understand, that the politicians, we're not working for them. The politicians are the ones that are working for us. You understand? The politicians are the ones that are working for us. we are not the ones that looking for
That's
the politicians.
right. That's
so
right.
we should be involved in the constitution, as you're saying.
Yes.
Because we giving you a job.
Company are there.
We don't know what we need.
We are cooperative.
We don't know what we feel in. We should know what that's against us and what that's for us.
Make
You
it sense?
understand?
Cooperative.
Well, the people,
What I was here.
well, the whole point is you vote, you give the politician your representative, your representation, you represent in the parliament. Where we as a people failing to understand the part of the power is, when they come around, it's not green and take drink. Things not going good, you have to make man see your face sour. But we have a tendency of just making noise about the country and boy, the place is crime and cause just now. And then you see the parade come around and everybody start to smile. Drinks start to pass and nobody not yet speak about but the country hard. We cannot work. Nothing of this sort not speaking about. So these people cannot
right
go,
for you.
go ahead, my brother.
Not the parade. You want to know how it has been? Buju come there, Maggie come there, Pyro come there, boy, all things now. It's so bad, boy. Shall we, boy? But it's rough, boy. Myself fed up with that government too, boy. It's push, nothing will happen now. There's a money man come here now. A man with money. Or a man that on a political agenda for Labour Party and he's one of those that come to influence, bribe the people's mind. As soon as that, okay, Capitoli for example, as soon as Capitoli reach, what happened in there? Well, you're not already a boss man, I'll drink that thing, boy. But you forget to tell the boss man how this going to do, huh? You forget to tell the boss man you're fed up with Labour Party and then nonsense because nothing not working. You forget to tell him all they were going to foreigners.
Please don't forget. That's why I tell you now. It's the reset. No.
Thanks a lot, Pyro.
Remember,
That is what it
most man already don't get bribed to vote for that man. You check. You think they didn't know the government failed them and everything like that. They knew that. But they take our money now for them to go on. So right now you stop. So what you gonna do? Some of them man not just argue while they're sticking directly in how long we're gonna stay in that reset mode in the world.
You cannot buy the hand. You cannot buy the hand that fit
You
you.
understand? So
All you feeling is they
it's
cannot buy
either
the
you
hand that
continue
fit them.
taking the drink
Yeah.
or you
Because,
decide,
yeah.
well, yeah, I have to take a stand and
One thing I said, I just funny to go that I said.
you check me. Because the reset,
That the man playing on the people.
remember the reset now, plenty man stuck in my brother. So check.
I'm saying go rescue
You
them.
see Yampis? Huh? But that to reset his mind. You know?
Yeah, man.
And but checking, you know what? Boy, Ozzy and Sibo tell me, boy, I need to come and talk, you know. But for 3, I on my bed, then I hear nothing, and that wake me up, you know. So when I wake up, I check, no man, let me go. Boy, Maggie, no man, I have to, no.
But see the
I
man
have to talk.
situation, the man
I have
have
to
a
talk.
roof now.
All the time,
The
you have
man do have a roof,
No.
and the man still in stasis checking like, boy, you want to talk, but he don't want to talk. You want to
Yes.
talk, but he don't want to talk.
If he talk,
Why?
we
He
set him
afraid
up.
victimization, he afraid
But
this.
why is the man telling us that? Here goes the woman calling him and you know, birds, come away,
Yeah,
come away.
Yeah.
She don't need to
Yeah,
talk. She don't need to talk.
Then to reset my mind, you know, they don't need to talk, you know.
Yeah.
I tell him, well, it's up to you, no partner, but you have to have self-confidence.
That was a good, you see that
cannot-
right there?
You cannot hold back on something that is in you.
That are giving me cover. You see what happened there? You see what happened here, Mr. Mister? See what
But I
happened,
tell
Mr.
you,
Yampis? But I
Maggie,
see a
it's
powerful
faith.
thing happen here, you know.
It's faith, Maggie. It's faith.
Because
All I
it's
tell you,
turned up
man,
top
all I tell you,
only,
man,
brother.
partner, you have to have self-confidence to talk. If you know that is an obstacle that don't want you to talk,
The man said the father telling him
it's up to
to
you.
talk, but the son telling him don't talk. The father telling him talk, the son telling him take it easy, don't talk. But
Check.
it's you,
The
the last
process,
decision is you, my
It's
brother. And
you.
Mr. Decide, oh, yes, I'm making my decision now.
Yeah.
Father tell me that, sometimes I had, well, I know, I making the vote, I taking the vote now, and man, you know, and that is a powerful thing, brother. That having, they like demon, like Lucille and them.
Yeah.
That one was different. That one, the demon was exercise.
Wesley.
Yeah. That one now, the demon was exercised.
Yeah.
It come out of him by when he come on the mic and speak.
But not politician not talking, you know, it's rules of righteousness are the thing, you know.
That give me courage, but I tell me, yeah, boy, Maggie boy, all the fellas, all the jamming.
It's rules
People
of
go on the
righteousness.
courage, man. It's the courage the people
man,
need,
that
But I
man.
always tell in the direction, if you look at in direction,
You don't get in
when people see
direction and you don't
direction,
feel it. You see, Maggie, bravery is an infectious thing like a gang, you know, Maggie. And cowardness is an infectious thing. So the people have been looking for a stand, for somebody to lead them out of that suffering
Yeah, man.
that they give poor people direction to alleviate their stress.
exactly.
Speak the truth to them, let them know it's shitty.
But of course,
I'd have a way to solve that.
but it, that all we need is that have to stop it. You know?
Yeah, man, because that's why.
And we should have the confidence.
Right now,
Keep
boy.
trying through.
Yeah, the mission have to continue and make it strong.
Well, the question for them is what they believe in.
Yeah, man, that's what the people are
Right
doing.
now, to me, I feel like, yeah, they see all like the police and so on. They see like how we discussing the constitution, because most of all what we discussing entails in the constitution.
Yeah.
Rejecting everything we're talking about. It's in the constitution. The constitution governing a lot of them things. It pertaining to everything. Because the constitution is what that giving society the basis. Now, when you look at it, every generation or every era, best I put it like that, in every
Yeah,
era,
brother, you don't know.
you may have passed
Yes,
on.
my brother, safe
Yeah.
journey.
You have a particular set of problems that different generations will be facing.
Yes.
They will come up with their own solutions, whether it's adequate, whether it's inadequate. But they have their solutions. You check. Right now, in our era, we have this issue that we've been facing of poor governance, poor administration, poor administration governance. But the total societal structure is poor. You check.
Yes, against the people.
Yeah. And we have to find that is our responsibility to come up with a solution to that.
Yes,
Society and the different institutions of society are supposed to play their part
yes, sir.
in finding that solution.
Yes, sir.
You check? So even like the police, my brother, we ever hear the police discussing the constitution?
No.
You ever hear the lawyers discussing the constitution? You ever hear the government in itself discussing the
No.
constitution?
The opposition doesn't listen. Nobody doesn't discuss the constitution. As long as we talk. In
So you
fact,
know what we should do? We should invite the police.
Yes, sir.
to talk about the
Yes, sir.
constitution comment.
Yes. No, it don't have to be comment. It can be a retired policeman.
Yeah.
It can be.
Policeman.
The welfare.
Come and give your opinion as to what is happening in Dominica
Yes.
based on your knowledge of the constitution,
Yes,
my
sir.
brother. If the police want, they can send a representative
Yes,
to the
I'm
location
inviting them, yeah, man.
and we deal with the issue.
Yeah, man.
Police.
Check. Yes, the police,
Yes.
my brother,
Oh,
the
you are
police.
Yes.
But the police
The
like the
PR
police.
road, which
Yeah,
one financing?
Exactly.
Yes.
Any one of them.
They have a PR road, they have to
They have
stay
a
They have
police
one big
welfare
show.
association. They
Yeah,
can
go.
still
We can
send
come on the big
their
show.
representation.
on the beat.
On the
The
big
judge
show.
can
Yeah.
sit down, and if they have to give us an understanding
Yeah.
of where we're going wrong with, what they perceive it, whatever it may
Yes,
be,
let's have a discussion.
let us have a discussion. Let us
Even
be
those,
real.
even
No,
those
shouting
PS.
match.
College
No,
students,
shouting
too,
match.
man.
Yeah.
Even those
Yeah, man.
PS.
Yeah.
Even those
Yeah,
PS
man.
to my
Check.
The
brother.
We
lawyers.
get me out of it.
But even those PS, they
Yeah,
don't
man.
those
Tolerance,
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
What is them that to my
everybody.
brother?
Yes.
Them there's government,
But
them
even
they
those
really
PS
show up.
All
make
of
to
them.
us that when
All
they
of
do the
them.
shop, it
They
only
don't
seems-
go- they
it
don't
only
go-
shows
they
that
don't
they
give
involved
us
in
the-
corruption, my brother.
We are the civilians, they are
Because
civil
that is
servants.
a thing that's supposed to be being discussed throughout.
It don't have to be a present PS, you know, it could be a retired PS, you know.
You see,
So I
As
think
the
that's what we
person on
should
the
really.
Constitution.
You see
If
that?
Like
we-
I'm saying, like
Hold on. You see that?
like your partner, like I'm Williams Ewood, man.
Yeah, yes. As a former president, we could sit down and have a discussion
Yeah,
as
man.
to the constitution of Dominica.
Oh, yes, brother.
Yes.
That's what it
You
is.
check. And that is the kind of person
That's
we
the next
would
step.
like
That's the next step.
to see and hear.
Yeah,
My brother.
what they believe.
Because the people who check like them fellas talking about when they see come and
Yeah,
tell us
man,
you're
I
wrong now.
feel
Come and
now
tell us
we
you're
try and
wrong.
engage.
Yes.
I feel we should try
Yes.
and reach out to some of those people. You check? Because it have the police.
Ah, great.
Definitely the police.
Yes,
I'd really
yes.
like to hear what the
Yes.
police have to say
Yes.
about the constitution.
Constitution,
Trust
yes.
me.
Yes.
You see the police?
Yes.
If it's one set of man,
Yeah.
I would really love to hear their opinion about the constitution is the police.
I agree by
Yeah.
100%, and that needs to be
Definitely.
taking a note. That needs to be a priority.
Yeah.
Move right now for because that
If they want to do it off camera,
Yeah,
oh,
you know
what
what
they
I will
want
do?
to do it, but I would definitely like to hear.
You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do?
Have to see.
You know what I'm going to do? That's going to give the people the reassurance because they cannot
Yes,
say
my brother.
otherwise. They have to say what is in front of them, which is the rule and the law of the land.
Yes, yes.
And when they say
Yes,
what we
all
are,
the people
which is
there
what we are saying, the people are going to say yes.
Bastards, priests.
Them fellas, they was right all along. Because look, them
All
police
of
come
them.
and say, is the correct
I
thing?
just hope that it have police that listening,
Yes, sir.
and I just hope somebody could pass
I
the
will
message
pass it. We have
to
to
the
pass it.
police.
We'll pass it officially.
and we could get a police, whether it be an official police representative.
I want
Or
official.
former police.
You know we must address on that level Peter Aragostin.
Peter Augustine is a police, sir.
No, he's a pastor. You need to address him like that
On the
too.
constitution.
Yeah.
Of course.
Your time will come.
All of them, so the police, you can meet a,
But the
a
police
present
what
PS
you-
or
Yeah, the
past PS.
Yeah, they will see the police, my brother.
The police is important.
Yeah, the police directly responsible.
For
for
and the people fear the
All
police.
them.
Yeah.
The people fear the police
Pyro,
for they
the
feel
reason
they
I
are going against the
laughing,
law.
yeah. The reason I laughing
Yeah.
is Pyro to engage and the idea born
Yeah.
from
But of
engaging
course,
the
good.
police.
Or my partner Valerie.
Oh yeah.
Bro, the
You don't
police.
even understand it.
The police don't even know what branch of government they falling under, my brother. All the
No, not all of them that would probably
No,
know
it have those that know,
It
you
have
know.
those that would know.
Yes.
It have those that would know.
you learn as a police.
So what if you're not
you
telling
never
me?
learn
So what if you're not hold on now? So the PR of welfare don't know that then
the PRO of welfare.
Well,
for the police.
hold on a second.
The PRO
Well,
of welfare.
the police welfare.
Hold on, shall I? And to interrupt all you. And to interrupt all you. Before we even try to speculate and presume what them man know and what them man do not know.
It does ask
I want to know
Yeah.
from their own mouth
Yeah.
Right.
What they
what
know,
they know and what they don't know.
Oh, that is what
Let
it
them
is.
come and say what they don't know
Yeah.
and what they don't know.
Yes. And we will
Brother.
make them know what they don't know.
Let me
We
tell
let
you
them
that.
know it.
I would like
Yeah,
to
man.
hear a police, whether it be
I
a
don't-
panel of police or
Yeah.
one policeman like Weeks.
Yeah.
Even Weeks can
Yes.
have a discussion with us.
Yes, my
So
brother.
you're telling me we cannot sit down and have a discussion with a man like
We're
Weeks?
going to make it happen in Rasta.
I want to see five
And they-
police on that
and they have-
family.
5 police.
Yeah, and 5 of them.
It could have
But
20,
you can
I
ask
I
don't
John.
want
know.
one.
But you
And
can
I
ask
want
Butcher that
Mills.
question.
We have to get Mills too. Mills spin me Mills.
Bills is the bowler.
Yeah, and Mills there. If you're going for police, Mills is a former police.
He's a former-
As
he's a
spin
police.
I don't want
No,
man to just come and
Bill,
talk.
not a
Well,
former
hold on,
police. I don't know
hold
if
on.
you want to
Well,
talk shit.
Well,
Seriously, we're telling you.
I don't want to just come
Mills
there.
and his political agenda.
And
we're
talk
telling you.
about-
Constitution we're talking about,
Right.
boy.
So you want
Facts and figures of what
you want
written at the book, my
policemen.
brother.
You want policemen.
And that's spinning it.
Well, you want policemen that
Serious.
you don't have to be a man that's serious, but at least you have some knowledge of the Constitution. You check?
And if you
And
don't,
you as a police officer can sit down and have a civil discussion on what is true, what is false, And what you perceive, what you don't perceive, what is your interpretation of the Constitution, what is not your interpretation of the Constitution. If you can even give a stand as to the police.
They're not asking if you're a labor writer, if you're a worker. They're not asking if you don't like the government, if you like the government.
You're correct, my brother.
There's a stand on the neutrality.
That's straight thing.
The Constitution of Dominica. Okay.
Any one of them, man, we can
to put it even.
We're supposed to ask everyone to do that live, the nation here.
That is what I come in to tell you. To put it even better, if they don't want to have it with us, huh? If they don't want to have it with us,
Why you don't have this special in particular?
I do not know. They might check we may be too radical. I don't know.
Too radical just to discuss the Constitution.
But we never know, man.
I don't know, you know. But they don't want it to have it with us. But it's something that needs to be done. That the police should come out in the public and start to discuss the Constitution.
Yeah, so they can do on the beat and go. And then people will listen and we will listen and we will critique.
Yeah, and if it's called, we have to call in. We'll call in the show and we'll give our
what we take or we see it, and lawyers that, you know.
But I believe it's about time for the police to hold a discussion on the Constitution of Dominica.
Yes, my brother.
As the authority to uphold. That man is the authority that upholds the Constitution.
To drop an invitation letter.
Huh?
Going to organize that, eh?
Yeah, we have to
long panel. All
the churches and them have a big set.
Lawyers, long panel and
the
Constitution is the center. What do you say? The center of our
Constitution.
What I telling you, they have a big say in that too, you know.
The center of our society, you guys say it? The Constitution.
The bishop.
This is of our society.
And the bishop
So
has
that's what all of us living in. No matter what we are,
The bishop.
we need to have that.
that criminal like to run that.
That's a big person.
Yeah, man.
For we started the bishop, we started the police on them.
Yes.
And the police start it up.
Yes.
So we have to be like Dennis Byron them and making our circuit.
Oh, talking about
I don't know what we do, but let us about time for. If we have
I
a
heard some announcement about Nissan.
yeah, first day in GPSU from 9 o'clock to 12:40.
That's Dennis Byron.
Dennis Byron, having people, you know, whatever. I'll pass. I'll pass it to Mr. All money, my brother. It's all money give them. You no money back. Yeah, check your shit, my brother. You don't have no. All money you want back and come on here. Anyway,
that whole process done.
Yeah, Martin is at there. Yeah, the president that's supposed to be the electoral commission. Anyway, you see the pyro. When pyro not there,
that's just a
police.
distraction, boys.
Yeah.
Scary time them under pressure so they think this.
Let's go on that. We're going to be ending people. We're ending on that note. We have a very brilliant note, a very exciting note. And it all phases and stages. The Constitution. First we had it inside here.
Big boss himself.
First we had it. You see?
Who's back? Comment. The part that I say he went to show Dominicans that he them breaking the Constitution.
Yeah.
But what you gonna say that cannot show nobody enough?
No, when he come here, yeah, social discussion we have, you know.
Yes, but I say, myself. Well, I don't really want to have a discussion with them on no level. Because first of all, the evidence is there that this man has broken the Constitution
I want to see
on numerous counts. Not once, not twice, numerous counts. Yeah, they tell you call the death announcement, or they tell you too numerous to mention. Yeah, numerous counts.
To go, boy.
The police.
I don't have to talk to Mr. about that again.
He checked the police. I want the police opinion.
Yeah.
I want to see
what
is the police stance on the Constitution.
Yes, sir.
What?
Yeah, man.
He checked. Are you responsible for enforcing the Constitution? So I want to know, what is the police stance on the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Dominica?
But you've been asking them from the beginning, but you've been asking them, tell them, meet them, you're asking them. Always asking them.
The same thing we just go and do when we go inside. When you go by a paper, you are telling them.
Listen, right now you're asking Corbett, you know, what I could to tell Corbett next time I go down there, if he fail to come out and speak properly to the nation about all the crimes and the corruption that's going on, he will be one of those that are going to jail too if he can ban.
Corbett already on his way to jail.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
You have to say,
It's
But that stamp was
it's
for
stamp.
Ben Davidson Valerie.
That's
Also,
stamp. Yeah, all of them stamp.
That's for Valerie.
It's stamp.
Jail level go.
Their jail card and passport stamp.
Some of them judges
I
that
tell
stamp,
you,
I tell
I
you.
tell you, the jail group where we put in the jail in a state house, so the tourists want to come down, they can take a picture. Every time you
It's
see
the whole
tourists
gang of them
come,
when that to go jail.
Yeah, man.
when you see tourists boat come, you bring them in front of the gate, so when tourists pass, they can just come and take out their picture. Yeah, every time you see that tourists boat, put them in front of the gate, yeah, recreation time. Yeah, they will put in the recreation time. Yeah, all you paddle and hyenas, but you put some bad dog together all you. You put it together all you, now bad dog we put together all you.
Yeah, anyway.
I am, and I love how we ending with a nice note there. And we're
That's
gonna
a good
we're gonna
idea.
push
We
that
should
forward,
engage.
people. We're gonna push that
Yeah,
forward.
man, I engage the police.
We're gonna
Man.
push that forward, the transition. And so we transition, we go from having
You
inside
really-
there with the
it's
local
George.
Mr.
We have
Paris.
to bring them talk about
Yes,
the
George,
constitution.
and
Whatever it may
Gildon
be.
Richard and
Gildon
Former.
Richards.
Gilda Richards is a policeman.
Yeah.
as if it
I
had to
bring
be.
Bertrand
Yeah,
over
bring
there.
fellas inside there.
Yes.
Gildon Richards is a lawyer.
Bertrand,
so.
I'd like to invite on that.
Bertrand,
Bertrand, Bill, this kind of fella.
Bill.
Bertrand, Bill, maybe more
Bill.
Bill. Bertrand too
Of
tinted,
course.
man. Bertrand
No,
is
but you're not
difficult.
more of a tinted public personality from people. No.
Well, Bill is a good man, man.
It's beautiful.
Of course.
But anyway,
We'll see who will do. We'll
police.
see. But I believe the police have a PRO.
Well, tomorrow we can go back to
There's
the
a-
police station
well,
and ask for Bill, you know,
There's
man.
a PRO in the public in the police.
his name Dry Go.
Right or what?
Official invitation.
To-
There's a
what?
hold on. There's a PRO of the
Come and sit down on
police
the block.
is
So
one,
we can go somewhere.
and there is the Police
Very
Welfare
comfortable.
Association PRO. So
Yeah.
we should be able to get
Somebody.
two police
But there's a
officers.
retired, man.
Yeah.
I don't care.
No, two current police, my
They
brother.
can be current or retired.
A retired one can come, but I think two current police.
Okay, I don't like
Should-
it. You see a man I don't really like to speak to is a man like Wicks.
Yeah.
Wicks well educated.
Yeah.
You check. And Wicks is an inspector.
Yeah.
You check me.
But
And
would
Wicks
they
is a-
make Wicks speaks versus the PRO? Usually it's just the police.
Well, yeah,
PRO.
the PRO, any one of them.
That's what
But
I'm
I
saying.
just give my opinion.
We'll
But
take
I
more
just
before
give
that.
anyone.
We'll take more than one.
Now I'm telling you,
The
there's the
PRO.
police department have a PRO, and there's the Welfare Association, I think, who has a PRO. So I think combined, we should be able to get two current police officers to speak on the
That
Constitution.
PR, yeah, if I say PR thing, the PR is a mouthpiece after man make
It doesn't matter,
No,
man.
I want people we asking, like what we say weeks, people that those that giving you the message you want to save your mouth. Those that really is the ones we need to talk to, you know. They that making the decision, them big ones, the inspector. Which I
It doesn't matter which
I was
one
a
of them
PRO,
come.
but I was in no decision. They were telling me go on the radio and say basketball will be playing and this and that and that and that.
Then- then you
You still have to
then
have
you-
a level
Yeah,
of knowledge.
but
as
no
well.
real authority to make a decision.
Not
Government
even-
council
not
doesn't make
making
it.
decisions.
For sure.
But it's a PRO they're going to send.
But anyway.
I don't, well, unless we're coming back to be on the front line.
I will just
Okay, that's
see
the
how we
idea,
can
we work
get
on the
that done.
idea.
Yeah, that is a definite thing.
I bet like to be on the front line, he might come, man.
Yeah, people, so
It's coming from
Yeah,
the
man.
Constitution.
we just want to give thanks to all the viewers, all the listeners, all the people for liking and sharing, all those that, you know, making a contribution to keep the movement going, you know. And we really appreciate you. And we're going to continue. We'll never, ever stop because we take our responsibility. We make up our mind. We believe in ourselves. We believe in Dominica. We believe in the country. We believe in the Constitution. We believe in righteousness. And we're going to continue to push forward and do what needs to be done. We believe that we are going to make that change and make the country become a better Dominica. Trust me. If I didn't I will sit down here and speak.
You have to have faith in the process of democracy because democracy really and truly is a process, is a growth. The system have to evolve. And right now we need an evolution. Of the
Evolution,
system.
through a revolution.
Right, for
Well, a revolution we need now.
Right.
No, we need,
Stop
yeah,
that pollution.
But you're right
we need
about it.
evolution
And that's
through
exactly
a
what
revolution,
I
man.
like
coming too. We need to grow. We need our democracy to grow. We check because democracy is not something that is stagnant. It is something that is very dynamic
Yeah.
and it changes with the time. It changes with the generation. It changes with the era. So right now we need and we're requiring a revolution through the evolution.
Evolution for revolution.
Yes, for
Yeah, man.
People need to come out and speak
So
now
people,
to themselves.
yeah, good night. Have a blessed one.
To the people out there, have a good night. Thanks for supporting and spreading the message. Thanks for energizing the movement.
Yeah, we need
Thanks for
some
giving
people
us
to come on
strength.
board with because
Thanks for
we need to
believing.
shout with the government, you know, and we need to put an interim government in place to stabilize the country, to handle the country matters properly. So we need some important guys start showing your face, you know.
Yes.
Come out.
Come out.
Come out. People
Don't
need
be
to come
afraid.
Have no fear.
According to workers
Need
of
to come out.
back in the day, fear no more.
out. Yeah, man. Good night, people.